where the wild winds blow. Albertans rise up, tired of the status quo. Oil sands pumping black gold, beef on the grill so fine. Grain fields waving golden, canola blooming in the sunshine.
Hey, how's everyone doing today? You're watching the Tommy Temper Show. I'm Tommy Temper, coming to you live from Alberta, Canada, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. That oil country. You're looking good today. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Ringing loud and true. Sovereignty calling, independence coming through.
Independence is what's on our mind here today. Alberta independence.
Albertans stand tall, cut loose from the strife.
DeKal, first in there. Hey, how you doing?
As we claim our own land, freedom for our family.
Hey, lobster fishing adventures. Good to see you.
And Alberta freedom, let the anthems roll.
Yeah, exactly. We had another conservative cross over to the Liberals. Why even vote? You know, like, why vote? Why vote in Canada? There's no reason to vote because it's all Liberal. Everyone's a Liberal out there. The NDPs are Liberals. The Conservatives are Liberals. It's that people get elected for a certain party, and then they just plain jump ship over to somewhere else. They should make it so that if you want to jump ship, there's an immediate revote in your district. Yeah, that's why we're all going to separate in Alberta here. We've had enough of this Liberal bullshit. Too many Liberals out there. Everyone's going Liberal, and we don't like Liberals.
We'll negotiate our future with the world in our head.
It's all a bunch of Liberal a-holes out there. And we've had enough. Absolutely had enough. But over here in Alberta, we're conservative. We're conservative over here. You know, sure, we had somebody that bowed out, and Pierre took over in that area federally. But provincially, we're conservative. We're not Liberal. We're not NDP. We're conservative over here. And lots going on. Super Salty, good to see you. Hey. That's Jeff in there, too. Dash and Grandma, good to see you in there. Spooky Dookie, what's up? What's happening? Maybe you're, the one and only conservative. Everyone else is Liberal out there. Exactly. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm the only conservative left. Everybody else is going Liberal. But you never know. You know, Tommy Temper might go Liberal too. You know what? We might be going Liberal. Hang on. What's with this piece of crap bullshit flag here? We might be going Liberal. You never know. We have our flag just in case we go Liberal here. We've got our LG flag here. Oh my God. Thanks a lot for joining the channel. Kevin G. Got you in there. Thanks for subbing up to the channel. Yeah, that was a joke. That LG flag was just a joke. No, I'm not going gay. We're not gay over here. We're staying pretty straight as an arrow. We're like a straight white guy, unlike those NDPers over there. Apparently, you've got to be pretty gay to be NDPer in Canada. But not us. We're doing what we can here to keep the drive alive. And, we're not out for this solar panels and windmills, as you can see behind me. We're into like oil wells and, we've got enough oil here. What's the price of oil at here right now, by the way? Let me do a double check here. Oil is at WTI crude is at 94 bucks, 94.4 bucks a barrel. And you know what? I'm looking at the price of Western Canadian is $100 a barrel. You know, where it's usually 10 to 20 bucks below WTI crude. Mind you, it's slow on updating once every 7 hours. But that's unusual to see our Alberta crude at a higher price than WTI crude. But WTI is at 94.41. Now, of course, we all know that the WTI crude is at a bit of a lower price. It was up as high as 100 and let's see, 115 bucks or so. Just a little while ago, but it's dropped down a little bit just because Trump has come up with this ceasefire thing. But of course, you know how it is in Iran. They have like carrier pigeons to get a hold of everyone in Iran. So, if the word gets out, ceasefire, well, it takes about a day or so before the guys in those mountains and those trenches and wherever the hell they are in holes in the ground to find out, because all of their internet is down across the country and they have really a hard time communicating with those Baofangs because they only are good for a couple of miles. So they have to use carrier pigeons to communicate to those people that are long distance away from Tehran, Shiraz, or some of those major cities. So, you can imagine that the Ayatollah, whatever his name is, Khomeini, he goes, ceasefire. And of course, the word doesn't get out to everyone in Iran for quite a while. But it appears like some kind of a ceasefire somehow doesn't involve Israel for whatever reason, because Israel's still doing this thing. Mossad, this flag is for you. Here you go. Da, 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 da. We have a flag for you here. We're flying your LGBTQ flag today. Is it that month again already? I don't know. Hey, by the way, we don't hate anybody. We don't hate the LGBTQ people. People go, oh, you conservatives, you hate everyone that's LG. No, we don't hate you. We just don't agree with you. That's all. But I went out to the Pride Parade. This is, I don't know, a few years ago, and they actually gave me this flag. So I brought it home here because I thought, it might be kind of fun to have it around here. But ordinarily, I don't fly this flag at all. It sort of just sits and gathers dust. But Mossad, I saw you flying the flag in the chat there, so I thought you'd like that. Lobster Fishing Adventures, good to see you. That's Jeff in there. Hey, Jeff, good to see you. Check out Jeff's channel there, by the way, if you want to type in !link, and you can drop a link to your channel. I've been having some trouble with my mic arm here. It's got these things for tightening it, and I don't know, it's lost its... I think it needs a Viagra or something, to keep its extension going, like raised up in the air, because it flops down, and it's got these knobs that you turn. I can't really show you here because it's right here, but it's got a knob right here and a knob closer at the bottom. It's got a couple of knobs. Yeah, the show's going downhill quick. Yeah, it's going down here real quick. Oh no.
What the hell?
I know.
Oh my God, no way. Yeah.
I know. It was a good show at one point, but it's going downhill real quick. Oh, welcome to Canada. Yeah, we've got so many East Indians here. If you arrive in Canada, no doubt your security guard, whatever, your customs agent is going to be East Indian. And you go to your 7-Eleven store, it's going to be an East Indian. You go to your pizza shop, it's going to be an East Indian. It's like they're all over the place. They've pretty much taken over Canada here. And, I guess it's sort of like you just have to get used to it, Hey, but anyways, we're trying to separate, you guys have heard all about this because, it doesn't matter where you are. You've heard Alberta wants independence. They're sick and tired of the liberal lefty government, and all the rest of that crap that they're trying to shove down our throats all the time. It's like a hot dog eating contest here in Alberta. We're trying to shove stuff down our throats all the time. By the way, everyone is out of my tank. The gas tank is being emptied out, so there's nobody in the gas tank. I looked for Brett in there. Brett, you weren't even in the gas tank. So don't, if Brett comes in here, if anyone has a wrench, Do not time out Brett, okay? Because Brett is so pissed off. He said he's never coming in my chat again. Or, well, he didn't really say that, but he said that if I ever go over into his chat, he's going to boot me out, whatever, time me out or whatever. And, I never, ever have timed out Brett. I might have taken his wrench away or something like that. In fact, I gave Brett a wrench, and he said, no, take my wrench away. So it was a protection wrench. So, hey, if you don't want that protection wrench, then away you go. Look at this. I've got something bit me here. I don't know what the hell it is, and it's not a bed bug, but I itched it and scratched it so much here. It looks like a double bite. Like, I don't know if you can see that right here. Look at it on my wrist there. You can see there's 2 red marks right here. It's like a freaking snake bite right here. There's two little marks right there. So I think I got bit by a snake or something, and then it also bit me on the back of the neck here. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't think it's bed bugs though, because bed bugs, it wasn't red right off the bat, but it just itched so bad that I itch and itch and itch. And then it turned red like that after I itched it so much. So I don't know what the hell it is. I don't really like talking about, ailments over here, but something is biting over here. I think it's like a snake bite or something, maybe a rattlesnake in the house or something like that. Oh, what else have we got here? Oh, we've got a nice Tellus. In case it gets too hot in here, we can keep cool. So check that out, Masad. This is for you too. Sharing the love. We're just sharing the love on the Tommy Temper Show. If you can't beat them, join them. Oh, if you know what I mean. Hey, what about that? I'm having computer trouble here. Computer trouble. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Let's get that thing fixed. I'm getting some tackiness on my audio here that I got to fix. I got to pull my hard drive. I got 2 hard drives in here. And one of my hard drives, I think, is causing me a bit of audio trouble for whatever reason. It's like the weirdest thing. I know I took my computer to the shop there a year ago or so, and they determined that it was a hard drive. And whatever, they monkeyed around with it and got rid of that audio trouble, but it's sort of been coming back a little bit. Tricky. Hey, good to see you in the chat. Good to see Bud Files in there. Hey, lots of good people popping in here. Big ups to everyone that's popping in. Let me just go in the background here and turn on a couple of switches here so that I can monetize the channel a little bit, make a couple of cents off of the content here. Sorry if you're not subbed up to YouTube Premium, because you might be watching a commercial or something when I flip this switch on. Sorry about that if that happens to you. Just hang on a second. It'll just take me a bit to use YouTube Studio and go in the background and click that button and click on monetization and click the on button and then click done and then adjust how the mid-roll ads are going to happen, and we'll just select automatic and we'll save that. And my stream is now monetized. Hey, let's go. Let's get this show on the road. Hey. So how are you doing today? How's everyone doing today? How's your life? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling terrible? Not donating. Yeah, you can donate to the channel if you want to, feel free to donate to the channel, because if you donate to the channel, actually, I should actually download one of those timers. Remember, Masada used to have that timer on here, and I used to say, if I don't get a donation by the time this timer runs down to 0, I'm stopping the stream, and then I'll just set that timer to like 30 minutes. And if I don't get a donation within 30 minutes, and the stream stops. So I think I'm going to do that again, because lately I don't beg people for donos. I'm not like a grifter, like, some of those guys out there, you know who I'm talking about. Well, maybe you don't know. But as a streamer, it's always nice to get the odd donation or something like that. lately I haven't been getting too many donations. The last guy to donate to me, I think, was 12th Man, which I think he donated $2.99 for me to throw the StreamYard link up there so that somebody else could join me here. But I don't know if I'm going to do a StreamYard here at middle of the afternoon. And I find that sometimes when I do a StreamYard, with a panel, depending on what's going on, it can kind of lag down the numbers, and we don't have as many people watching, you know what I mean? Fewer people watching. Hit that thumbs up if you can. Give us a thumbs up. If you're not going to donate to the channel, at bare minimum, give us a thumbs up. Let me just hit my own channel here. And let's go. Let me go to my live. And let me see how many thumbs ups we have. And make sure that we're getting some thumbs ups. 11. Only 11 thumbs ups. 21 people watching. I'm going to give myself a thumbs up. There we go. We got 12 thumbs ups. Looking good. Looking good. Helium. Hold your helium. Hey, good to see you. We got Helium in the chat there. Hey, good to see you. Oh, Helium did a theme song for me too. Let's see. Let me see what the Helium did this song for me. Helium, thanks a lot for doing this.
Breaking news, it tempers again. Everybody's mad online.
Woo!
Parliament's debating while the comments.
Thanks a lot, Helium, for this intro. Looking beautiful. But we should have done it with the Alberta flag in the background instead of the Canadian flag, because we're going to be Alberta free. But it looks good.
Left side shouting, right side too. Everybody's certain that their headline's true. But somewhere in the noise, another page. Welcome to Tommy Temper, where the facts get checked and the jokes get better.
Oh, yeah.
Out to the world's wild weather.
Look at the dancing girls.
Maybe laugh together. Yeah, the chaos rolls, but we still remember. Keep your cool with Tommy Temper.
Oh, yeah.
Convoys rolling, speeches fly, cameras everywhere.
Looking good, everyone. Thanks for joining us here today.
Experts argue nightly like it's political warfare. But Tommy pours another coffee, smiles at the scene, says common sense still fits somewhere in between. Trending topics, outrage storm, everyone declaring the new world norm. But reason sneaks, spasm, and a folding chair. Welcome to Tommy
Temper.
News and nonsense mixed together.
Welcome, all my American friends. Join the party. Get up there and dance. Railroaded.
We can't control forever. When tensions rise, just regroup and center. Tune it in with Tommy Temper. Take a breath, check the source. Debate
right on,
without
Saigon.
Going full force. Disagree, but keep it clever. We're all riding this ride together. Welcome to Tommy Temper, where calm survives the loudest pressure. Truth with humor, that's the measure. Making sense of the global theater. News gets wild, but hearts stay gentler. Stay reasonable with Tommy Temper. Remember, folks, if everybody's yelling, somebody's got to bring snacks and logic.
Oh, yeah. So that's you that's bringing the snacks and logic. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. Yeah, you got a lot of time in your hands. That's for sure. Hold your helium in the chat. That's who did that for us there. Everything, the music, the video, everything. So thanks a lot for doing that. Of course, the haters are going to hate, and go, oh, well, that's just AI slop or whatever, Hey, I don't care what it is. It's pretty cool. It's cool that somebody did that for me, for little old me, Tommy Temper, who's just over here sitting there, in front of the pump jacks all day, just, chilling. Yeah, watching the price of oil go up and down, and watch Trump talk about whether or not he's going to keep bombing Iran, or whether he's going to hold off, or whether these ships are going to float through the Strait of Hormuz, or whether they're going to get bombed or set on fire or whatever. Man, so much going on in the world. And Alberta up here, we want to separate. And you've got the natives, and Queenie says she doesn't like to be called Aboriginal, or what else did they call them there? They call them different things over the years. Aboriginal. What else is what do you call a native person? Anyways, we'll use the term native because Queenie says, that's a colonizer name to be calling somebody Aboriginal. So we won't call you a colonizer name, but we'll just stick to native. But anyways, there's a native band. I think they're called the Sturgeon Lake Native Band, Treaty Number 8 in Alberta, that is taking the petition. We signed a petition. I signed the petition along with Pat King, as a matter of fact, in Sylvan Lake, for Alberta to separate. We've gotten 770,000 signatures. We've probably got way more than that, but that's how many have been submitted. That's all that was needed to be submitted. But we're still gathering signatures, so who knows what the final number will be. But the Sturgeon Lake Native Reserve Band has taken it to court. And yesterday I was watching the court proceedings, and I don't know, they're kind of like all over the place. They're trying to bring up Trump. They're trying to bring up they stopped the petition because of racism and misinformation on the internet. People are saying stuff that's untrue about the natives and what they can and can't do. And one thing that was interesting is that their lawyer actually said this. They said that we signed a treaty. The natives in Canada signed a treaty with the British, okay, with the monarchy, over in Britain, because originally Britain came over, and back in the 1800s, Britain signed a treaty with Canada. Okay, so just think of this. Britain signed that treaty with Canada. Then when Canada became independent from Britain, that treaty then went over and it got transferred over to Canada. Okay, so now they're going, well, Alberta can't separate because we have a treaty with Canada. Well, hang on a second. I'm thinking about this. This to me is something like, let's say that you had a lease on a house and somebody sold your house to somebody else. Then your lease just gets transferred over. Your agreement gets transferred over to the new owner, the new guy that's operating the house. In this case, if it was Britain that your treaty was signed with, okay, and then you were okay with that treaty getting transferred over to the country of Canada, well, then why wouldn't you be okay that if Alberta, with all the people in Alberta decided to, separate from Canada, why wouldn't you be okay with that same treaty getting transferred over to the province of Alberta? It just makes common sense and common law that that's the way things would work. And in fact, their lawyer even said that they were originally with a British treaty, and then it got transferred over to Canada. So you're actually giving us the whole plan of what's going to happen, and making it seem like it's okay in law that you were okay with it happening with the transfer from Britain over to Canada. So from transferring a treaty that is within Alberta to be transferring that over to the province of Alberta sounds okay to me. In fact, even then, I'm pretty sure that if you wanted to renegotiate that treaty, that the province of Alberta would allow that to happen as well. So, but anyways, it's still in the court system because yesterday they were, pretty much stating their case, and then I didn't watch what happened today. And over the next few days, this court case is actually happening, and we'll find out a little bit more as time goes on. Unacceptable Fringe will have a few of the people from the Alberta independence movement on his show later today. So I'll be listening in there, watching that program to see what's happening, what the latest is on that whole court case. But yeah, I don't think that they really have any leg to stand on, because what they're trying to do is they're coming in way too early. We're basically going to vote for independence, and yet they're trying to block us collecting signatures to vote. Or to put it to a vote. It's already been submitted. The date has already happened. And I don't think that there's going to be anything in court that's going to come back and go, no, you can't vote over it. This is a democracy that we're living in. But today, the natives had a big thing over in front of the city hall in Edmonton, and I was going to actually go to it, but I thought, nah, I don't know. I think I would just be going there, and it wouldn't be great expenditure of my time to be going over there to see what's happening, because what are they going to be doing? They're going to be standing there beating the drums and going, oh yeah, type thing, like they usually do. I don't even know if they had any people on mics or talking about it or anything like that. But we do have the info of what actually happened in downtown Edmonton. The natives were definitely pounding their drum. Let me just bring it up here for you. And they were doing their thing. Let me just get you the audio in here and show you what was happening. So if I would have went down there, this is what I would be seeing, which is basically like I said, there's the natives. They're standing around. These are the people that are opposed to Alberta independence. This is their opposition to Alberta independence. There's a couple of chiefs standing right there, and they've got the drums going, and I could have video, but it was kind of cold out there today, like just 1 degree above zero. You can see everyone's wearing their winter coats and stuff like that. And I don't really know if they spoke at it, but they were hanging around, standing around. Oh, you can see that they're selling moccasins and native type stuff there. They got a table there set up where they're selling some stuff there. And not a whole bunch of people there at all. So that's what's going on. I'm live right now. So I just went live. You should have talked to me before. Okay, take your phone. Okay, take your phone. Okay, just have my son talking to me there. So anyways, this is kind of what was going on today in downtown Edmonton, where the natives that are against Alberta independence were down there. And why they're against independence, I don't know. Because they're like, whoa, we're colonized and we don't like the colonizers, and they don't like Ottawa, and they don't like what's going on. But at the end of the day, I would have to say that if I didn't like Ottawa and I didn't like the colonizers, well, I would want to get the hell out of there. So I'd want to go with the independence movement in Alberta. So and I would like to hear what they have to say, but apparently they didn't really say too much. We've got this another video here to show you what else was going on here. It sounds like a war dance. They're going to war. It's their independence song, or anti-independence song, I should say. And like I say, in the court, at the court proceedings, they were calling people racist, saying that there was a bunch of racist posts on the internet and people are being racist towards them or whatever. And I'm going, oh my God, pulling the race card already on this stuff here. Like, come on. Like, this is getting to the point where it's ridiculous. And misinformation, sure, people are going to be saying all kind of stuff on the internet because it's the internet. So don't believe everything you hear and whatever on the internet. Oh, actually, I'm kind of surprised because I do see up there, I don't see Canadian flags. Notice up on the stage, no Canadian flags. But over there, I do see a couple, there's 3 or 4 Canadian flags in the crowd. Look at that. There's 3 Canadian flags there. But up on stage, I don't see any Canadian flags up there, which if it's a Stay in Canada event, you would expect to see, on the main stage there, like over here, a whole bunch of Canadian flags up there, but I don't. I see band flags up there. So apparently, I think it's more a matter of they think that maybe the money is going to drain out or something, that the money in hand is not going to be there anymore. So they think that staying in Canada will probably put more money in their pocket. But I've heard horror stories of a lot of money going to these, like literally millions and millions of dollars going to the native bands and being absconded by the chiefs. You probably heard those kind of horror stories all over the place in Canada. The chiefs are very rich. They own like a couple of cars and stuff like that, and they go on lots of vacations, and they have a nice house. But the rest of the people on the reservations are not treated all that well. They're all expecting a nice house and whatever. And there's one story I was looking at today where there was enough money given to have a whole bunch of houses, and they spent like $700,000 for houses, and the houses are all falling apart or whatever. But it's the old thing that if you give somebody money, if you give somebody a fish, he'll be asking you for fish all the time. If you teach that person to fish, well, then he's going to go out and be self-sufficient. And unfortunately, that's the same thing with money, because if you give people money, free money, they'll just blow it away, blow it all away, and they won't have anything nice at the end of the day. But if somebody works for their money and they buy something, they treat it with respect, they treat it nice, and they're really happy with it. Like I've even heard stories of you build them a house, and then they punch a hole in the wall in the bathroom so that their horse can drink water out of the bathtub. Like I've heard stories like that. Or the basement of the house. There was one guy that I was talking to that was doing electrical work for the whole band. He went in there for reserve, and it was all like a whole bunch of sewer in the lower level of the house, because whatever, they had plumbing problems. They don't fix anything, and it's just a big sewer underneath the house, and on a whole bunch of houses too, and all kind of stuff like that. Because people don't look after the stuff that you give them. You know what I mean? Like it's a different thing if you're living in an apartment or a rental house in the city. At least you have a landlord that looks after the house, and a government that makes sure that the landlord looks after the thing. But when you give a person on the reserve a house, then it's up to them to look after it. And because it was something that was given to them, a freebie is something that they don't look after. So at the end of the day, it's a sad case for them, but that's the world that we live in. We live in a world where, most of the people work, but the native people are living on reservations and, are given so much money for everything, and whatever, it doesn't work out well for them. So anyways, that was one of the things that was going on in downtown Edmonton. Here's another clip. Show you more stuff. They want to stay in with Canada and not Alberta and become independent. So they've got their government paid for lawyers fighting for them to make sure that they stay in Canada. So I was going to go down there with my camera, but I thought, you know what? Someone else will go there. Someone else will do a video, and I probably wouldn't have missed much. And this is it. I do see a couple flags, a couple Canadian flags in the audience there. So at least it was unlike the NDP convention where they had the Palestinian flag up on the stage there. Yeah. So anyways, I know there's going to be some people that are going to be pissed off at what I'm saying here or whatever, but I'm just telling you the way it is. I'm just seeing the way it is. And like I said, they're pissed off. They're saying that they feel like people are being racist towards them. People on the internet are feeding misinformation about whether or not what the band can and cannot do as far as independence. And you know what? We don't really know because there's been no province that has really separated from Canada that has treaties on it. So the best thing that I can say is what I already said, which is there were treaties with the British government, and the British government owned Canada. And then Canada said, well, we want to separate from the UK, from Britain. So Canada separated, and the treaties then were, taken over by Canada. And who's in charge of the treaties now? It's Canada. So if you want to separate, like if Alberta wants to separate, then the treaties flow over to the entity of Alberta, and Alberta looks after those treaties. Or the natives can maybe make a decision to say, well, we want to stay in Canada. Okay, well then the reserves stay within Canada, the treaties stay within Canada, and Alberta separates. I don't know what else you can do, but so there's going to be a judge somewhere at some moment in time that if this gets taken to court, because right now the only reason that they're in court at the moment is just to stop this whole thing of us taking names and submitting them to the Alberta government in order to put on the ballot the ability for us to vote on the 19th of October to whether or not we should split away from Canada. And the movement is huge. It is huge. Like, I'm beginning to think here now that, because I didn't think that we would get like 51% of the people that vote, and it's going to be of the people that vote. If 51% of the voters vote for independence, well, then we're going to be independent. And of course, not all the 4 million people in Alberta are going to vote, because some of the 4 million people are under 18, they can't vote, and some people just plain don't even bother to go and vote. And I do believe that the people that really want independence they're going to be running out there to vote, and everyone else is going to be on their couch going, nah, I'm just going to stay at home and not bother voting. So the chances of there being 51% of the people in Alberta actually voting, yeah, they can stay in Canada, says Don there. Yeah. Don't be crybabies. When change happens, don't go, oh, I don't want change. At this point, you can't do anything about the change. If change is going to happen, just because you don't like it, that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. You can fight it in court after it happens. Maybe try and fight for a better deal or something like that. You know what? Maybe your treaty is not all that great. Maybe rewriting the treaty or making a better treaty might be a better thing. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Super Salty says, send them to the UK. Yeah. Send them to Ottawa or whatever, And of course, I was born here in Alberta. So, like, I am what I would call an Aboriginal Canadian. Okay. I'm not a what you would call a colonizer. You know what I mean? And just think about this. Let's say that you were a native Canadian, right? That you were part native, and you were a mix where, let's say, your mother was native and your father was an English guy, okay, or a white guy, for example. Well, if you're going to call me a colonizer just because I'm a white guy, well, then you're a colonizer too, okay? Because part of you is white, part of you is a part of being a colonizer. But I don't consider myself to be a colonizer simply because I wasn't one of the British people that came over here and wrote the treaties up with you and colonized Canada. I didn't come over and colonize Canada. I was born here in Canada. So there is absolutely no way that anybody can call me a colonizer, okay? And you can't call me a settler either, because I didn't come over here and settle in Canada, okay? Maybe some of my forefathers, grandfather or whatever, great grandfather, maybe was a settler, but just because they were a settler doesn't make me a settler. It's the same thing like in the States. Let's say that somebody like back in the 1700s was a slave trader, okay? And that slave traders traded slaves back in the 1700s. And now, 3-4 generations later, you're born in America, in the United States. Does that make you a slave trader? Of course it doesn't. It doesn't. Just because your forefathers or somebody in the history of you was happened to be a slave trader, that was him that was the slave trader. That doesn't make you a slave trader. So let's get this thing straight here. So don't just willy-nilly start calling everybody that looks white a colonizer, because that is absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't work in my world, it shouldn't work in your world. And to me, that's being racist for anybody to say that about me. If I was born in Canada, I'm absolutely not a colonizer. Quit trying to be a racist by race baiting me and by saying crap like that, because it just doesn't work. Mechanic Eric, hey, good to see you. I got that crackling audio again here. Yeah, sorry about that. Let me just turn this down a little bit here. Yeah, I think I have a hard drive problem, and I was going to take that hard drive out of my computer and see if that is going to stop the crackling on the audio here. But yeah, I know I had crackling audio the last time when I was on this system here, and I still have a little bit of hot audio here. I turned it down a little bit, but it might still be crackling a little bit. Sorry about that. Yeah, maybe I won't do a real long stream here, and I'll work on my computer a little more to get rid of that crackling noise here before I do another live or something. So I won't, but I just wanted to give an update on that, and update on what Trump is doing. And again, the whole thing with Trump is that he worked out an agreement with, actually, I think it was by way of Pakistan. Pakistan was talking to Iran, and they made some kind of an agreement to stop doing their thing. Good enough. Yeah, exactly. They made an agreement to stop bombing Iran, and there were 10 things that Iran wanted. But you know, it wouldn't be good enough for me if I lived in Iran. If I was a Persian in Iran, it wouldn't be good enough for me, because you still have the Islamic regime running the country, and at the end of the day, yeah, they're going to be still massacring the Persian people, and still running the show, and still doing whatever they do, still, you know, making a bomb and all the rest of that stuff, an atomic bomb. That's not going to change at all. It's craziness out there. So I don't know what the solution actually is, other than going in there, boots on the ground, and taking out that Islamic regime. Otherwise, you know, as long as they're still running the show, they'll still be persecuting the Christians in Iran, the Persians, the Christian people, and they'll be paying the price. There's already been over 40,000 of them that have been massacred in the last month or so. So you know, that won't change at all. That'll still keep doing its thing, and we won't see any change to that at all. It will be terrible.
President Donald Trump knows how to make America great. Deal from strength or get crushed.
Oh yeah, it's that's the Donald Trump song, "To Make America Great Again." Where's Donald Trump? We haven't heard from Donald Trump in a while. What the heck is he been up to? He's been kind of a little bit lax out there on the Tommy Temper show, not doing what he normally does. Where are you, Donald Trump?
It's called fake news. Fake news. You are fake news. It's all fake news. Fake news.
That's right.
It's phony stuff. It didn't happen. It's all
news. Fake news. Donald Trump, you know him. He doesn't like a lot of those. He doesn't like CNN and ABC and NBC and all those mainstream lefty networks. Up here in Canada, it's the same thing. I don't even think, at least you guys have Fox, which, you know, sometimes is a little bit right-wing, depending on who they have on there. But up here in Canada, we have 0 right-wing networks on television. 0. They're all left-wing. CBC is the worst of the worst of the worst. what was I listening to on the weekend? I turned on CBC radio driving back from Sylvan Lake to Edmonton. And what were they talking about there? I know it was something, like really, really lefty. Put it this way: they're always talking about natives, something native this, native that, and they're getting hard done by or whatever. They're talking about the LGBTQ community or some kind of gay people or people that are marginalized. Stuff like that. Or they're bashing Donald Trump. Whenever you hear some news story about Trump, it's like they're putting him in a really bad light. And that's typical CBC. Like, it's so left that they make communism look right wing. Like, that's how bad the CBC network is here. And they're getting literally billions of dollars of my taxpayer money, which I don't like that. I would say defund the CBC. Don't give them any more of my tax money. And there you go. And tax-wise, we got this guy in Kearney in Canada who's spending literally billions and billions and billions of dollars on all kind of nonsense. The very latest thing is a $90 billion train that he wants to build between, I think it's Toronto and Montreal. So it's not going to do me any good whatsoever, okay? And this is what I say. If you're going to spend money in Canada, make it good for everyone across the country. And the same thing in the States. The federal government should spend money for the good of everyone in the whole country. That should be their number one thing to do, not to benefit one little area and literally spend $90 billion. And by the way, Squeaky's wife, one of the MPs, he's kind of talks in a high voice like that. That's why we call him Squeaky. Anyways, his voice, his voice, his wife has something to do with the company that they're going to get to build this $90 billion train. So already it's looking terrible for what they're spending the money on, because that people that are in government are going to be putting some of that money in their own pocket, and I wonder if Brookfield is going to be making some money on that. So, yeah, I know my audio is scratchy, Mechanic Eric. I have to pull my hard drive out to fix it, which I can't do it right here now. Last time I was live, I heard a bit of scratchiness on there, but I can't do anything about it. There's nothing, absolutely nothing that I can tweak or turn a knob or something that will make my audio sound any different than it sounds. It sounds perfect in my audio, and my audio cable, which is I think audio cable D, is the one that goes to my StreamYard. Let me just double check here what it is. My audio is coming. Yeah, audio cable D, and I'm listening to audio cable D, and it sounds perfect in my headset because I'm using what is it called? Voice meter banana to monitor my audio, and audio cable D is going to the banana, and it sounds perfect, and it's also going to StreamYard. And I can't hear the scratchiness. And all I can do is surmise that it might be something to do with that hard drive that was giving me some bad audio before, which is kind of weird. Even think that might have something to do with it. Hang on, I just took off audio cancellation, but I doubt that will have anything to do with it. I don't think that'll make it any better at all. Because StreamYard has audio cancellation on it. But anyways, the best I can do is just carry on with until I am able to actually mechanically take my computer apart and then pull out my backup hard drive and see whether or not that helps it. So we'll see what happens. There you go. Yeah. And also, because I can't hear the problem, I can't troubleshoot it myself unless I'm live. If I'm live, I don't know if I try recording, whether or not it'll be scratchy when I do a recording on StreamYard, because I know you can record instead of going live, and that way I can troubleshoot it by doing that, or record it and then listen to it back. But yeah, I know my audio is a little bit scratchy. Last time I was live, I had exactly the same problem. But so for that reason, I'm not going to do a really long stream. Just giving you an update on what's happening with Alberta independence. We have the natives are going to court to try and stop it. and you've got the war that's going on, and I don't know. You know what? I've been monitoring the thing here that I monitor. This thing here, you guys have seen it, where it's it's called Red Alert, the Red Alert thing here, where it tells me where and what kind of red alerts are coming into Israel. And I really, when the whole thing first happened, and like yesterday, I was watching this, and after Trump's deadline happened and the agreement was made, there were a couple of times where there were bombs that went over, and I was also watching the map, and there were definitely bombs coming from Iran into the Israel area, and some of them are getting shot down. But all day today, I've been watching this, and I've seen a couple of alerts on the border, but no real incoming missile alerts on here all day today. So, I think the carrier pigeons got out to the Iranians that were, ditched in some areas that don't have really good communication. And I think everyone finally in Iran got the word to stop bombing Israel. So there you go. Oh, it's all good. Just letting you know, says Mechanic Eric. Yeah, okay. What, the audio's better? So maybe it was because I was driving the audio a little bit hard on to StreamYard, or I also had Echo Constellation turned on StreamYard there. So maybe it's better. Give me a 1 in the chat if the audio is actually sounding a little bit better. Brenda, good to see you in there. Yeah, Brenda, I was listening to Red there the other day, and Red Red was pissed off that that you have a wrench over here, or you had a wrench over here. Oh no, different Brenda. Different Brenda. Yeah, but anyways, I heard Red doing a broadcast there, Mama Red, that he was pissed off that Brenda had a wrench over here, and he was saying, "Oh, you bought a wrench in Tommy Temper's chat." No, people that come over here and support the stream, yeah, people might give me a little donation or something, which is okay. That's okay. We love that. But people also get a wrench here without giving a donation. They get a wrench just because they come over here and do their thing and enjoy our company, and we enjoy their company. So yeah, that's how it works over on my show here. And I give out wrenches to people just because they like having a wrench and they come back to the show. It's like me. If I have a wrench in somebody's channel, I probably frequent that channel a little bit more than if I other channels where I don't have a wrench. So, I've known that over a period of time that people that come in here and say hi and whatever, a lot of the time but if you're over hanging out in some lefty channel and you're hanging out with people that bash me and dox me, say my real name and stuff like that, and try and make fun of me, by trying to dox me and say my real name, well, then obviously you're not going to get a wrench over here, right? You guys know that. So, people that hang out in like Catamus Rex's channel and stuff like that would be a real good example of that, or Troll Central as it used to. But yeah, you guys are despicable because you're like, oh, we're so inclusive. It's like Sandy Foster and Catamus Rex. We're so inclusive. We're the inclusive bunch. And you know what? But you know what? We'll fat shame you. We'll say that you look like an asshole, or you look like an idiot, or look like a fat guy or something. But we're so inclusive to everybody. Yeah, exactly. We know exactly how it goes. The inclusiveness is like about that thick. That thick. It doesn't work. Yeah, Mossad, exactly. It's like fly the rainbow flag. It's like Al Munson, Oh, you're so inclusive, but yet you call people out and call people white nationalist Christians and stuff like that, Every name in the book, The worst name callers in the world. But they're so inclusive. Oh, yeah, so inclusive. I don't think so. Hit that sub button. Let's sub us up. I was actually, if you see this number up in the top of the screen here, this is my sub number right here. And where are we at here? 9287. I was actually up to 9300. I was over 9300. But if you know how this works, if you stream, like all the time, like every single day, if you're streaming, the number just goes up. It just goes up regardless of anything else happening. But if you don't stream for a few days, well, then the number gradually starts going down for whatever people start unsubbing from you, thinking, oh, well, I subbed to him and he doesn't go live anymore or whatever, so I'm just going to unsub from him, whatever. Yeah, hypocrites. Yeah, you got that right. Yeah, I know what you mean. People, there's a lot of hypocrites out there where like we're so inclusive, but yet they're the least inclusive people in the world, at the end of the day. And then they're like, oh, everyone hates me. I've heard that too, where you go to a rally and you talk to the people that are flying the flag and they're going, oh, well, you conservatives just hate me, you're just a bunch of haters. No, we're not haters. We're not. We don't hate you. You can fly that flag all day long. But you know what? If you put that flag in my face all the time, I'm not going to like it. I don't like somebody forcing the flag in my face at all times. Or I don't like somebody flying this flag at my kid's school or getting him to be flying the flag or drawing a picture of the flag on the sidewalk, at recess and crap like that, just don't put it in my face, okay? Because when you put it in my face, then I don't like it, and it's not that I hate you, but I hate what you're doing. I hate that you're trying to push this crap onto me all the time, and I'm basically not gay. I'm not gay, and I never will be gay, because, I don't like wiping stuff off my what. So I'm not going to be gay, and I don't like stuff going in that part of me that isn't designed for that. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys know what I mean. Without saying it, I'm saying it without saying it. Okay, and but at the end of the day, if you want to be rainbowish, well, go right ahead. Don't let me stop you. Share the love, and love goes both ways. Don't hate on me, and we don't hate you, that's for sure. I don't hate anybody. Like, we love everybody. Everyone is so nice.
Go crazy. Ah, go stupid. Ah, go crazy. Go stupid. Ah, go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go stupid. Go
No,
crazy.
exactly.
Stupid.
It's crazy. Okay.
Who's your daddy?
I know, exactly. That's what I think too. Oh, Flea Saucer. Who's Flea Saucer? Good to see you in there, Flea Saucer. That's a new in there. Bring back what? L for Maga. That's a crazy one there. Deb's Crazy Daily in the house. Good to see you there, Deb. We got D's in there. Hey. Super Salty. Good to see you. Sandy Foster. Just admit you want it. Want Al. Yeah, right. Al wants me. Al wants a piece of me. It goes the other way around. I don't want guys. I don't need guys. I'm like a woman's man. You know what I mean? Like, I've always had girlfriends all my life. And you know what? I actually had a native girlfriend at one time. Like, you'll never believe this, right? People will probably not believe this. But I actually had a girlfriend that was native, okay? So, I've experienced the native thing, and, at the end of the day, well, it didn't work out. I'm not going to say why or whatever, but it was funny because she gave me a phone call. We broke up, whatever. I went out with her for a little while, for whatever, a couple months or whatever, and then we broke up. And then about 6 months later, she gives me a phone call, and she goes, "Oh, Tommy, let's go. Want to go out for a date?" And I go, "Well, not really, but okay." And so I go to pick her up in my car, and holy geez, she's pregnant. She's pregnant, but it wasn't my kid. And it was actually more than 6 months. It was more than 9 months. So I knew that the kid wasn't mine. But she didn't tell me anything, but I go to pick her up and she's like about, I don't know, over, very, very visibly pregnant. And I'm going like, oh my God, what the hell is going on here? What did I get myself into? No, I didn't knock her up. It wasn't my kid. But it was one of those situations in life where, you can't repeat that, but it actually happened. I don't even think I told my wife about that either. But so you guys are knowing more about my life than her. But anyways, that was my experience with the native girlfriend. And well, needless to say, it didn't work out well. Didn't work out well at all. So yeah, at the end of the day, I haven't seen her since then. And but she was a very beautiful girl, very nice. In fact, she won a queen competition. She was the queen of a certain place in Alberta because she won that championship. So she was a very nice girl, very good looking girl. What is that? Yeah, I'm not sure what this is here. I think this is one of those things. Apple, I don't think it's an Apple brand or something, but I think it's one of those Apple tags. Oh, by the way, this is funnier than hell. I bought this pair of headphones at I think it was Value Village, the place where I met Queenie. Remember, I went to Red Deer in the Value Village, and Queenie is yelling across there, "Tommy Temper!" across the whole place, and whatever. But I bought a pair of headphones there, and I took them home, and the frickin' things didn't work, right? Like one of the earpieces didn't work. It was like sound only out of one side. So whatever. I decided, what the hell am I going to do with this pair of headphones? So anyways, yesterday, while I wasn't live, I decided that I'm going to do something because I got this thing where somebody's trying to steal stuff around here, right? There's always people coming around here trying to steal stuff, right? So I got this idea from that guy that does the glitter bomb thing, where people steal stuff, porch bandits and whatever. Yeah, well, there was this girl that tried stealing our mail, my mail, right from my mailbox. She came here at like 3 o'clock at night, and she like opens up my mailbox, sticks her hand in, looking for something. And of course, I didn't have any mail. And then, like, I've got lots of cameras around here. And then she goes to the neighbors, all the neighbors. She went to all their mailboxes, sticking her hand in, trying to get mail and stuff. So we got people that are trying to steal stuff around here. So anyways, I got one of these Apple find me type key fobs, whatever. And let me see, what do they actually call them? Let me see, because I got a box of a bunch of them here. Anyways, they look like this. There's 4 of them in this package. Voss tag. This one is a Voss tag. Ingestion hazard. Don't eat it. Yeah, exactly. So anyways, what I did is I took the headphones apart. I took the earpiece apart, took the speaker out, and then I installed one of these air tags inside of the headphones, right? And then I put it inside of one of these Apple boxes. Or not Apple boxes, but an Amazon box. And I made a bait box, right, with the headphones inside of the bait box, and taped it all up nice. Actually, I cut the bottom edge of the box so that it still has the label on the top and everything, and it looks legit. And then I just cut the bottom of the box when I opened that box up. And then I put the headphones inside of the Amazon box. And then I put the Amazon box out in my front deck, as if, someone delivered the box to me, how the delivery guy puts the box in there. And yeah, I did that yesterday. So the box is still sitting. I'm just looking at my camera here. It's still sitting on my front deck in front of my house there, in front of my front door. So I've got that bait box going there. So you'll be able to see the video. If somebody does steal that thing, then it's got the tracker in it, so they can steal it in the middle of the night. I'll be sleeping. It doesn't matter to me. But I've got the tracker in there, and that will track the location of it. And for sure, I'm going to call the cops, and the cops are going to track where that thing goes, and we're going to get that set of headphones back from whoever stole it. So I'm going to catch that girl that's coming around here trying to steal stuff, my mail and crap like that. Yeah. So anyways, that was what I was working on there yesterday. We got that air tag inside of the set of headphones and inside of the box. And yeah, someone like Pooh Scissors that knows where I live, he might see it if he drives by my house there, because the box is sitting right now in front of my house, and it's been there. Nobody's tried to steal it so far, but let's see what happens over the case of a couple of nights or whatever. see whether or not the thief actually comes back here. Or you never know. It may sit there forever. Maybe it was just that one shot that one time where the girl tried stealing my mail, and she's not going to come back and try and steal anything again. I don't know, but that's what's happening. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know Pat King. I know Pat King very well. I met him a long time ago, going to various Patriot type events here in Edmonton. He was from Red Deer, but he'd always come up to Edmonton to do stuff that was happening in Edmonton because there were like way more numbers of people up here. And one of the things that Pat King did before the convoy was he got a bunch of teepees set up on the Parliament grounds here in Edmonton. And I think there were about 4 huge teepees set up. And the natives were all there, and from all over, different tribes or different areas, reserves and whatever around Edmonton here. I got to meet a lot of the grandmothers, the mothers as they call them, because actually I think the mothers have more say with the natives than the actual chiefs. So you had the mothers in that kind of showed up. Nancy was one of them. I actually met Nancy and interviewed Nancy at one point. I did that on my Facebook channel because I used to have lots and lots of followers on Facebook. So I was like way bigger on Facebook than I was on YouTube. And as a matter of fact, even right now, I'm on Facebook, and we're actually live on Facebook right now. I have about 12,000 followers on Facebook at this moment in time, which I just started up that Facebook thing, whatever, not that long ago. But over here on YouTube, we're like at just under 10,000. So I've got actually more people following me over on Facebook. But anyways, yeah, I had like, I don't even know what the numbers were back then. But I started up some groups there on Facebook that had like 250,000 people, that members of the group, that were taken down by Facebook. And in fact, even there was one group that got taken down just a little while ago called Edmonton Exposed, a group called Edmonton Exposed. And we had like, I think about 40,000 people in that group. And the teachers reported us to Facebook for... what the heck was it now? Bullying or something like that. And it wasn't because of the posts that were happening, but you had the people. It's the people that do the chatting that get your groups taken down, you know, because people are so stupid. They say the rudest things, you know, and they just bully people like crazy, the people that actually do the chatting. So there was the chatters that caused bullying, and you can't really control the chatters. The chatters are going to say what they want to say. And the way it works on Facebook is the chatters say bad stuff, and then the Facebook admins, you know, the ladies with purple hair and whatever, see the chatters doing bad stuff, and then they delete the comments, whatever. And then they send you a notice, you know, if you're an admin on a Facebook group, saying, oh, we had to remove this comment from Joe Blow because it was, you know, TOS bullying, whatever. And you go, oh, what did he say? And you never do see what he says because it's already been removed, whatever, you know. And there's no way that I look at everything that everybody comments. You can never do it. You can never, ever do it. So anyways, the whole thing was going on with the Alberta teachers, where they had the strike going on in Alberta, where we were showing some love to the teachers. And people were apparently bullying the teachers. And you know what teachers are like when they get bullied? Oh, man, they report. It's like, report, you know. and like, oh, that's such a fascist group, and they're saying a bunch of stuff about us, and we don't like it, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then they don't show much love to us at all, you know, so the group ended up taken down. And that's what happened to Edmonton Exposed. 40,000 people, huge group, and it got taken down. So we started up a new group called Edmonton Buzz, B-U-Z-Z. Now, there's also a page called Edmonton Buzz, but I don't run it. But the group called Edmonton Buzz, I actually run that group. So if you live in Edmonton, or if you want to see what we're doing in Edmonton on Facebook, We do a lot of posts over on Edmonton Buzz, BUZZ. So just do a look up on that for groups, and you'll see it. It's looking good over there on Edmonton Buzz. We're building up the numbers again. I don't know what we're up to there right at the moment, but let me just do a quick check. We had to start that about a month ago, and let's see where we're up to. If I can actually find it. Where is Edmonton Buzz? Oh, there we go. And there was a swap type group that I started. We're at 1,500 members, so we're up there a little bit, but really for a group that just started a month or two ago, it's actually not doing too bad. We got lots of people posting on there and looking good. Yeah, the biggest thing is this business about this floor crosser. Holy smokes, lots of stuff being posted about that. We've got the floor crosser story at the moment with what's happening with the Canadian. Let's see. Let me see if I can look here. Look at my own stuff here. There we go. And look and see what I've posted here recently. Oh, we're live over on X, by the way, and we're live on YouTube and on Facebook. So yeah, if you're watching over there, good to see you. We've got this thing going on here. We've got a few things that we like sharing over there on X, like this little meme. The meme of the dude there of Alberta saying bye-bye Canada, because we're going to actually leave Canada here pretty soon. So we're giving our condolences to the rest of you guys over there in Canada. Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, in the court thing, the natives were actually saying that that Trump is behind Alberta independence, and I don't know about that. Like, I don't feel like Trump is banging on my door and going, "Hey, Tommy Temper, I think you guys should separate from Canada." So no, Trump in the United States is definitely not behind Alberta independence. Alberta independence is happening because of the raw deal that Alberta is getting from Ottawa. And whoever is running Ottawa, it doesn't matter whether it's the Conservatives or the Liberals or the NDP, it matters not, because they're all taking advantage of us here. But you can see this meme here. Is Trump behind Alberta independence? Well, this meme is making it look like that, because that's the lawyer for the natives in court. And they're saying that Trump is behind Alberta independence, and the rest of the natives are out there saying the same thing about us. And, at the end of the day, I would have to say, no, I don't think that that's what's happening. Today's bombshell, legal argument against Alberta independence. So the judge is hearing all of the natives saying that Trump is the one that's behind Alberta independence. But I don't think so myself. I really don't think so. Like, this is a grassroots movement by the people, for the people. And yes, Jeffrey Rath and a contingent of people that want Alberta to separate absolutely did go to the United States, yes, and did have conversations with people in the government in the United States as to whether or not they might give us a loan if we did become independent to help support our independence. So yes, it did happen. Did they give us any money? No, they didn't give us any money. But would they potentially give us a loan if Alberta did become independent? Yeah, the United States absolutely would. So that's good to know that. Absolutely good to know that. It works out really well. Let's see. But, the reason that Alberta wants independence, part of it is because of what's happening with our cost of living here, and with fuel in particular. And you know what? Alberta is and Canada is a cold country. Like, it snows here, it storms here, and yeah, there's lots of things that happen here. And let's hear You got the carbon tax. That's a federal carbon tax. We're paying a lot for fuel, for gas at the pump, for heating our homes, natural gas. This carbon tax is on everything. And Carbon Carney goes, oh no, we're taking the carbon tax away. Yeah, the one that visibly is added to our fuel that you can see on your bill. Yes, but he's also got another carbon tax that the heavy emitters, the big companies, have to pay that gets passed on to our fuel costs in Canada. So shame on you, Carbon Carney.
It's April 7th here in Alberta, Canada. I can barely see where I'm going because we are getting so much snow. This is a reminder that, sorry, I've got snow in my eyes. This is a reminder that the Liberal government, the people who drafted the carbon tax, said that we should be punished for using oil and gas, heating our homes, for example. And a reminder that, yeah, Prime Minister Mark Carney got rid of the consumer carbon tax, but he's hiding a huge industrial carbon tax.
That's right.
And that huge industrial carbon tax, folks, that is on fuel refiners. So it's costing us more to fill up our vehicles at the pumps right now because of his hidden industrial carbon tax. It is on utility companies. So that means that the utility companies, the ones where we pay the bills,
that's right,
to keep
Brett,
our
you have to pay it
homes
too.
warm, the utility companies are passing on the cost of that industrial carbon tax onto us. The only catch is that now we can't see how much it's costing us on our bill anymore. So it's April 7th, we're in Canada, we get stuff like this 7 months of the year in this country. And this federal government thinks that we should be punished for staying warm and staying alive with carbon taxes.
There you go. Do you like that? Brett, do you like that? Or would you like to get rid of that carbon tax? You're not going to get rid of it by voting for the Green Party or voting for the NDP or even voting for the Conservatives, because the Liberals are buying their way into dominance in our country, right? You see what's happening. You've got these floor crossers that are crossing all the time, that are building up that Liberal Party, and Carbon Carney and all of his carbon taxes are going to stay there for as long as he has the say. So just think about that. Oh, there's this story here too. Remember this one here? In Ontario, California, you've got a guy. He's his name is Abdul Karim. So he's comes from the Middle East somewhere there. In Ontario, California, a 29-year-old. He live streamed himself committing arson at a warehouse where he worked. Police initially thought that he was a worker for Kimberly Clark as an employee, but he actually worked for NFI Industries, a third-party distributor. And he set fire to that giant warehouse there. Look at this. Because he wasn't making enough money. What the hell is the matter with these people? They come to our country, come to the United States, and they feel hard done by, so they just torch stuff like this. Like, who the hell in their right mind does stuff like that? Look at, he lit fire to toilet paper there, rolls of paper products, and not just one spot, but he lit fire all over the place, and he videoed himself actually doing it. This is the most ridiculous thing ever. So, yeah, welcome to America. Welcome to America. Yeah, we love that you came in. Well, you're just great. Great guy. Like, what the hell's the matter with people? Unbelievable. Where's my sound buzz for the thing here? Need the sound for this one here. There you go, right here. Welcome to America. Oh yeah. Not good. Not good.
You bloody fucking phone is fucking ringing, bastard! Listen now, you bloody phone is telephone fucking ring. Bloody hell, pick your fucking phone up, you bastard motherfucking cunt. Your bloody telephone, a bloody fucking ring, bastard. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I'm fucking telling you, fucking sick and tired of this bloody fucking phone. I'm telling you, motherfucker, you pick your fucking phone up, you bloody bastard.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to America. Different guy though, but someone from over there, one of those immigrants, Brett, one of those immigrants that you like, did this with the big fire. Look at that fire. Look at that. Unbelievable. Yeah, and they're doing stuff in Canada here too. The mass immigration is hurting us here in Canada because they've got guns, they've got weapons, and the home invasions are up, the car thefts are up. You've got the American Embassy in Toronto was somebody shot a bunch of bullets at it. You had a bunch of Jewish places of worship in Ontario that got shot up by bullets there. Like, who's doing all that stuff? Like, come on. It's mass immigration that's doing that kind of stuff. And, when you do that, hey, what do you expect is going to happen? Let's see. What about the October 19th vote here in Alberta? We've got this bit from Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck on his take with regards to Alberta independence. Let's hear what he has to say. This should be interesting here from Glenn Beck.
So what is happening to Alberta? I mean, I just saw that you have the numbers now to force this onto the vote next fall, where you could break away as a province and start your own country. A, is there enough support in Alberta to actually get that done? B, do you actually think Canada would allow you to do that? I mean, you are the Texas of Canada.
We are. And what's unique about Canada is it's the only government or country rather in the Western world,
Keith Wilson,
that has a legal process for a region or a province in this case to go through a voting process to become independent and leave the country and form its own,
Wow.
state. That is unique, and it's a process that triggers two routes to independence. One is the parties have to enter into good faith negotiations. The other path is if the parties don't enter into good faith negotiations, and that's something we're very concerned about here in Alberta, is you can do unilateral declaration of independence. However, that relies on international recognition. If the United States and other countries are prepared to recognize Alberta independence, it creates a clear pathway.
Well, my recommendation to you is hurry before Donald Trump leaves office, because he'd recognize you guys. I don't know if anyone else would, but he would.
We now have a date set, Glenn, for the actual vote on independence, and it's going to be October 19th. So on October 19th, Albertans might be voting and hopefully will be voting to become an independent country, and the United States will be getting a new neighbor.
I tell you, Keith, I wish you all the luck in the world. I think what Alberta is doing is extraordinarily brave.
Excellent. So the word is getting out. That's a Jeff Beck, or what's his name? Glenn Beck show. And he's got literally millions of viewers over there, huge audience. So the word is getting out to the conservatives via the conservative podcasters out there that Alberta is going to be an independent country, or is trying to be, is vying to be. And October 19th, the word is getting out that is the exact date when things are actually going to be happening. So let's see if that's going to happen. And of course, we did have this big story. We had Carney just scammed his way into a majority government through floor crossers, and we Canadians never got to vote for this. This is not democracy. Our country is an effing joke. So here you see the very latest conservative MP for the Conservative Party just crossed over and joined up to the Liberal Party there yesterday, and you can see that she is shaking little Carney's hand there. He's just a little guy, and she's real happy. She's got that grin. She was bashing him a month ago, saying that, oh, he's such a bad guy. He's like causing inflation and food prices are so high and whatever. She was against him, and now she's joining up with him. Now, as long as she doesn't become a special portfolio holding MP, her wages will be exactly the same. So crossing the floor doesn't really increase her wages. But if she does get put into a position like a minister of housing or minister of Aboriginal Affairs or something like that, then she will make a whole lot more money. So we'll see whether or not Carney actually does something like that. But you can bet that she will be following Carney around and going on jet flights with him to other countries and stuff like that, because he usually gives perks and treats people that cross the floor really big time. So look forward to that happening. We'll be watching for that. And of course, the Bloc is not happy about that floor crossing. Let's see what our good friend, the Bloc Quebec leader, has to say about and he's a member of the Bloc Québécois, and he doesn't like the Liberals or the Conservatives, but he doesn't like the fact that Conservatives are joining the Liberal Party and ganging up to have a leadership role in, or basically dominance in Canadian politics.
Your reaction to the floor crossing this morning?
It is a proof or a strengthening of a majority that the Liberals wanted and already had. It is no more part of the campaign in Terrebonne. No one can come here and say, you should give us a majority. They have it. They had it already. And since during the whole campaign, they said nothing but that. They didn't come out on ownership, accessibility for young families. They didn't come out about the buying powers of elders. They didn't come out about what should be done to make the ALTO thing an acceptable thing for the population. They said nothing about all those issues. So now they find themselves 5 days before the vote with nothing else than pictures of Mark Carney out there.
This floor crossing, what does it mean for Pierre Poilievre?
I will let Mr. Poilievre consider it for himself, but it does show that each day that passes demonstrates that the ideological differences between the Liberals and the Conservatives are getting thinner and thinner by the minute. And if you are a progressive Liberal in that Liberal caucus, you must start asking yourself, who the hell is talking for me in that caucus and in that party? The only party that still stands strongly with the population who supports this idea that there is a problem called climate change and that something has to be done, and it's even good for our economy to do something about climate change, is the Bloc Québécois.
Oh, it's all about the Bloc Québécois. But the Bloc Québécois is not a national party. It's a provincial party. Well, it's a federal party, but nobody votes Bloc except people in Quebec, because Bloc Québécois is all about Quebec separation. And Sandy, I did a poll because I run groups. I run groups like Canada News Now, Canadian News Group, I Am Canadian. I run Alberta. Oh, actually, Alberta groups, and it was actually the Alberta groups. I did a poll in Alberta News Now and Alberta News. Those are two groups that have literally thousands of people in them. And I put the poll to those two groups, and those are groups where we have Albertans in those groups. And I literally had thousands of people, not just 900, like you were referencing a poll with 900 people, but I had thousands of people that that on that poll and those two Alberta groups that overwhelmingly said that they would vote for Alberta independence. So polls are only as good as the people that you're polling. You know what I mean? So if you have some kind of a liberal group or an NDP group and you do a poll there, or if you do a poll from a TV station, which is primarily liberal TV stations, or a radio station that's liberal, well, of course you're going to get a whole bunch of people that don't want independence. But the vast majority, including some leaders, some members of Parliament that are members of the Conservative Party in Alberta, even want independence, would vote for independence. So like polls are only as good as the people that you're polling. So don't believe much with these little polls that you're talking about of 900 people. You got to have like literally thousands of people that you're polling, and then you get a better indication. And yeah, like I did a thing there the other day where I was over. Let's see if I can bring it up here. You guys saw it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
The one where Queenie was at that thing where she was one person, the only person that was a counter protester. It was a well publicized event, a flag waving event where I was at, and it was a pro Alberta independence thing. And let me see here. Hang on.
He's got the flag.
Let me just go back to it here. Oh, hang on.
I used to have a different role.
Let me just pull it right back here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, this was it right here. Let me just adjust it a little bit here so that I can get the whole thing in here. Hang on. I just have to adjust the video a little bit here, because I'm trying to get it. Here we go. Partially. Oh yeah, okay, here it is. Okay, so this is the rally that I was at, and this was on Saturday, and you know, you can see that there are lots of people at this event. In fact, and they're like spread out, because the whole event was to you know, get people to flag wave, right? But you know, if you can see, and I'm at one end of a block here, and there are people at this event that were like all the way down the block here, for like block after block after block. I don't know how many blocks that people were standing waving these flags, but these are all people that are pro-independence. And the only person that showed up that was anti-independence was Queenie. Queenie showed up, and she was yelling and, you know, expletives at people and telling people F you and whatever, and calling people names and whatever. And you know, she was the one counter protester. Other than that, there were tons and tons of people that were honking their horns and stuff like that. And believe me, this Alberta independence thing is a big thing in Alberta. And you know, you can see how many people are out here on a Saturday. They've got their flags out there, and they've already garnered over 177,000 signatures. And I would, you know, like people that are collecting signatures are not supposed to talk about how many signatures have been collected. But I would guess that there's at least 400,000, I would guess, because I'm not collecting signatures and I can say whatever I want. But just based on the numbers that I'm seeing and the number of people that I've seen signing up, and at events that I've been at where people have been signing up, and that you've got literally I think it was 4,000, and maybe it's gone up to 7,000. I even heard a number of 7,000. 7,000 people are collecting signatures. So, you know, just think of that. If there's 7,000 people collecting signatures, and if each person collected 100 signatures, what does that work out to? 7,000 times 100 equals 700,000. Okay, so you've got 7,000 people collecting signatures, and if every person collecting signatures collected 100 signatures, that's 700,000 signatures that they potentially have collected, if that's what it is. Now, some people probably didn't collect 100 signatures, but other people collected like way more than 100 signatures. So this thing is actually going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. Hit that subscription button. We'd like to see you subscribe up to the channel if you're just watching. And let's listen to what she has to say about Alberta independence. Let's go back to her here, and we'll listen to this. She's looking good. She's looking good. We got our microphone going here, and we're at the rally. Let's take a look at this whole thing here and see what it's looking like, because people are saying that it's nothing going on here. But yeah, it looks like there's stuff going on here. And you know what? Like, it's not like a rally where everyone is together, you know? And remember, I went to a rally in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada at the Legislative Building when this independence thing first started. One of the first rallies that happened. There were 12,000 people at that rally in Edmonton. I kid you not. 12,000 people. There were a lot of people there. And at this, it's not like the people are all in one bunch, but they're strung out all along Gates Avenue, just for block after block after block. And I walked one block where there were people, and I interviewed people for about a block, and then my gimbal started giving out on me, so I couldn't go any further, so I had to stop my stream. Let's go right at the front of the line here and just see what's happening down here. Hey, can you talk to us today?
Yeah, hi.
Okay, hi. What are you doing down here today?
We are just showing our support for Alberta independence.
Hey, how many people do you think are down here showing support?
Oh, I don't know. We're stretched all the way through to downtown right now. We're long ways downtown.
Right on. What do you have to say to the people that are against Alberta independence?
Why? Why would you be? Like, what? Do you like paying a ton of taxes? Do you like not being represented? Do you like getting the crappy end of the stick all the time from Ottawa? Like, what? Why? Why not?
Okay, what about the people that say that we should be staying in Canada? What are their reasons for Alberta staying in Canada?
I think their reasons are just like, it's the Canada that they remember from years gone by that doesn't exist anymore. And they can't get past that bond with what Canada once was. And that's what I see from people. But other than that, I don't see people with a logical reason why. There's a lot of fear mongering that's happening with it, but there's no logical reason why not. I haven't heard one yet.
Sounds good. Well, how many votes how many people do you think have signed the plebiscite so far?
Over 250,000. Over 250,000.
Really? And how long have you been supporting independence?
For a couple years now.
One last question. What do you think of Mark Carney?
Oh, I don't like him at all. I wish he would just go fly the coop. Because you go back to Europe, go back home, because this ain't your home, bud.
Okay, sounds good. Looks like the whole street now. It's pretty hard to see here, but it looks like a block or maybe 2 blocks of people flying flags down here. What is this rally all about here? How did this come together, and why are there so many people here?
We decided on Wednesday that we were going to start doing this. So I'm one of the organizers of it. We decided, we got enough signatures for the referendum. Let's go fly flags.
Have you been collecting signatures yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, right on, right on. Okay, well, you're on the Tommy Temper Show. Thanks a lot for talking to us.
Thank you. You have a good one.
Okay, see you later. Okay, so that gives you a good idea of what was going on. So, you might think that there's small numbers or that most of the people in Alberta, are against independence. And, hey, it's going to go to a vote. We got enough people on the plebiscite, 177,000. And they're still, and they got that, in a couple of months, okay? And it actually goes on until, I don't know what the last day of it is, but probably for at least another month that they can be collecting signatures. But they've already got more than enough signatures to actually push it to an actual vote. And they still have another month where they could be collecting more signatures. And they absolutely are still collecting signatures on this whole thing. So, yeah, it's a real thing. It's really going to happen. Let's see if we can hit 9,300. We need to get that counter up to 9,300. So if you're just sitting here watching, if you're watching on your TV set, and we know that you're signed in on your TV set, just click that up button, go over to where it says subscribe and hit that subscribe button, okay? Because we'd like you to subscribe to the channel here. We need more people to subscribe. Every time we go live, we need to see those numbers going up. And yeah, we'll be able to do more of this stuff here. Go more boots on the ground, show you what's happening out there in the real world, interview people and get their take on exactly what's happening. And you know, give you the real dope on everything that's happening up here in Canada. But we also cover the news down in the States. Right now, things are at a bit of a standstill. I am watching the thing from Israel here, and I don't see any action on here at all. I don't see any alerts whatsoever. For the whole time that I've been streaming here, actually pretty much for the whole morning, I have not seen alerts coming in of any kind of bombs or drones or anything flying from Iran over into Israel per se. That's not to say that things aren't happening over into Kuwait or some of those areas there, but it's almost like the bombing has stopped from the Iranian side. So I don't know, maybe this 2-week truce or whatever is actually taking place. Could very well be happening, but my own take on it is that I think that that any kind of bombing is actually gone down to a minimum. So most of the people over in Iran that are capable of sending the missiles and that must have gotten the word from Khomeini that that stuff like that needs to stop, because there's been some kind of an agreement that has been reached with Trump. So I guess we'll see what is happening with that. We'll just kind of watch and see, and just kind of keep an eye on that. Let me see here. Okay, let's move on to the next story here. This one here is from Brian Jean. Brian Jean is, I think he lives up in Fort McMurray, where all that oil sands is up there. Brian Jean says, we have the largest democratic oil reserves on the planet and some of the largest natural gas plays. We have an opportunity to provide energy security to Canada, to North America, including the United States, and our trading partners. This is the whole thing that he has to say here. Right now, the world needs reliable democratic energy, and Canada should be that country. There you go. So that's what's coming to us from the people up in the oil sands area of Alberta. And what's this? Jeffrey Rath, the guy that's actually behind the Alberta independence movement, says Pierre Poilievre has full-blown AIDS. What's AIDS? AIDS has a new meaning. It's called Alberta Independence Denial Syndrome. AIDS. There's a new one for you. There you go. And he's saying 7,000 canvassers door knocking. That's 7,000 people that are getting signatures now. Okay, that's where that number comes from. Comes from Jeffrey Rath, one of the leaders of the whole independence movement. So like I say, if you have 7,000 canvassers and each one of them collects 100 signatures, that's 700,000 people. Okay, to get 7,000 canvassers is a lot. It's a whole lot for any kind of a movement or any kind of a political party. What kind of a political party do you see that has 7,000 people in one province collecting signatures to get people to sign up? Eco's poll. This is the poll. Sandy, if you're talking about the liberal pollsters, Ecos is a liberal pollster. It's 41% support. Pierre says that won't happen. Reality, it's happening. So there you go. Here's Jeffrey Rath. Let's listen to what he has to say here in this little clip here.
I think Pierre Poilievre has full-blown AIDS.
AIDS.
Alberta Independence Denial Syndrome.
Oh. Alberta Independence Denial Syndrome. Let me ask you, I mean, when you hear a politician ostensibly agreeing with pretty much the principle of why Alberta, at least so many people in Alberta, want to make their own country, and then to hear him say something like that, like, how does that make you feel? Is it just another?
Oh, I mean, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I laugh. Like I said, it's like, he's got full-blown AIDS. I mean, that's how we look at it. I mean, he's in denial. He just, that won't happen, that won't happen, that won't happen. It's like, okay, Pierre, there's 7,000 canvassers currently door knocking in Alberta. And what's being reported back from our 7,000 door knockers is that at the doors right now, and this is a report I got yesterday from one of our people that was out banging on doors in Innisfail the other night, okay? 1/3 of people, right, won't sign the petition because they've already signed the petition, right? 1/3 of people at the door signed the petition, and there's only 1/3 of the people at the door effectively that are opposed to Alberta independence. So, so we think that we're well beyond any polling. There was a recent poll that came out, that Rachel Parker had put out, an Ecos poll that showed that we were over 41% in the polls now.
So there you go. So if you listen carefully to what he said, Sandy Foster, where you're getting some kind of a poll that's showing 60% of the people say no, they don't want to leave, and it was 900 people. Go door knocking and see what the people say. Like, that's the truth, is when you see stuff like that, where 30% of the people signed already, 30% of the people maybe don't want to sign or will sign or whatever, and 30% of the people won't sign. So to me, it sounds like 60% of the population want independence and 30% of the people want to stay in Canada. Those are the numbers that I'm hearing. That's what the actual numbers are probably closer to. So polls are polls, and you can shove a poll one way or the other. Like my poll is showing, like, really everyone wants independence, and your poll is showing nobody wants independence. So there you go. You can't please all the people all the time. And if you want to look at where is all of the oil in North America, the block on this map shows where the oil is in North America. The US of A has lots of oil all over the place. But in Canada, Alberta has lots of oil. And you can see it going into BC and up into the north of Alberta. BC has some oil and gas there as well. But vast majority of oil is in the province of Alberta in Canada. And there's some in Saskatchewan there as well. And Saskatchewan, by the way, is they're actually into this thing where they're working on gathering signatures to leave Canada as well. So Saskatchewan and Canada may very well get together and form the new country, and it will be Alberta and Saskatchewan. So they have the Saskatchewan Prosperity Project, which is doing exactly the same thing that we're doing in Alberta here. So we may end up having Alberta and Saskatchewan teaming up and forming the new country. And of course, we're a powerhouse because there's lots of uranium in Saskatchewan, there's potash in Saskatchewan, and there's oil sands, natural gas, lots of minerals and things like that. Also in Alberta here, we have a lot of lithium. Lithium is something that is untapped in Alberta. Of course, whether or not they're going to still be using lithium for batteries with them exploding and stuff like that is a different story. But lithium mining is a big thing in Alberta here as well. So look forward to that. That's a good thing. And this guy here, I don't know what this is all about, but he's woke madness, and he's saying land acknowledgements are retarded, whatever. Nobody's talking about it, whatever. This is kind of an interesting thing. I'll just go over this because in Alberta here, in fact, in lots of places in Canada, whenever somebody stands up to a podium, especially you see this for municipal governments and provincial governments, where the very first thing they do when they stand up is they say their land acknowledgement, which is like, well, I'd like to acknowledge that we're standing on Treaty 6 land here, and we give whatever something to the forefathers of the land and whatever. And they've gotten to saying that, which is like really, really woke, right? So this guy here has something about that. So let's listen to this one.
I'd like to start with an acknowledgement that I live on Treaty 7 land that was forever ceded permanently. I have a deed. I paid a mortgage. I own it. Nobody's taking it. And I don't care who walked across it 500 years ago. It's my property. But that's the acknowledgements we have to start saying because they're brainwashing us. I'd like to start with an acknowledgement that I live on Treaty 7 land that was forever ceded permanently. I have a deed. I paid a mortgage. I own it. Nobody's taking it. And I don't care who walked across it 500 years ago. It's my property. But that's the acknowledgements we have to start saying because they're brainwashing us.
There you go. So, people are starting to fight back over this whole land acknowledgement stuff. Like, some people do, start their podcast and they go, if they're really woke, the woke podcasters, and it's a woke thing, right? In fact, at the top of this whole thing, it says woke madness, right? If you look really close here, he actually says here, woke madness, land acknowledgements are retarded. Do this instead, is what this guy is saying. Well, I don't do that at all because I don't give any acknowledgements whatsoever. I was born here, and I'm happy to be here. Sure, there are people that lived here before, but it's like that everywhere in the entire world. Like, really, honestly, if you live in the UK, do you give some kind of a land acknowledgement to the Roman Empire or something because they maybe took over your land 1,000 years ago or something? I don't think so. And there's no reason why we need to do that here either. Yeah, I unblocked almost everybody from my channel here right now. So pretty much everyone is unblocked in my channel. So, I decided to kind of start over again there. Do it to it. And let's see. I got more bits on this floor crosser or whatever. This woman that crossed the floor. Another floor crosser. Oh, yeah. And you got this one here. These guys are in Regina, Saskatchewan, of all places. Regina, Saskatchewan. Okay? Get this. And this here is an RCMP recruitment video, okay, for the police department in Regina, Saskatchewan. This is Canada. This is the new Canada. Let me preface this with this audio here. Hang on. Okay, welcome to Canada. I know, I hate that. It's screechy as hell and whatever. But listen to this. This is a recruitment video for the Regina Police Department in Canada.
Hello, ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਜਾਈਨਾ ਸਸਕੈਚੁਅਨ ਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਔਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਰਸੀਐਮਪੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਵਾਲੇ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਅਫਸਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ 12 ਅਪ੍ਰੈਲ ਨੂੰ ਰਜਾਈਨਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰੇ 10 ਵਜੇ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 1 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਜਸਵਿੰਦਰ ਕੁਮਰਾਹਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਦੋ ਜਣੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਹੋਰ ਹੋਣੇ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਰਿਕਰੂਟਿੰਗ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਜੋ ਜਸਵਿੰਦਰ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਹੋਵੇ ਮੈਂ ਜਸਵਿੰਦਰ ਦੱਸੂਗਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ
ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਹੋਵੇ ਕੋਈ ਹਾਇਰਿੰਗ ਲਈ ਪ੍ਰੋਸੈਸ ਲਈ ਕੋਈ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਕੀ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟਸ ਨੇ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੁਲਿਸਿੰਗ ਲਾਈਫ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਦੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਹਰੇਕ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਲਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੋਵਾਂਗੇ ਅਮਰਜੋਤ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਾਥੀ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਤੇ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਵਿਲ ਆਨਸਰ ਦੈਟ ਤੇ 10 ਵਜੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੋ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੇ ਬ੍ਰਿੰਗ ਯਰ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਐਂਡ ਕਮ ਸੀ ਅਸ
ਓਕੇ ਹੈਵ ਅ ਨਾਈਸ ਡੇ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
Welcome to Canada. Welcome. We love you. We love that you're here. RCMP. Welcome to the RCMP. We need more new people joining up. Yeah, right. And then there's lots of trash since you've had all the East Indians coming into Canada. The trash buildup is really happening a lot all over the place. Here you can see, trash dumped in the ditch here. And let's see, this is Aurelia. I think that we're gradually losing our beautiful fields and becoming more like India. And look you can see the side of the box there says Punjabi Pissy or whatever, some products from Punjab. Pessy, what is that? P-E-S-I. Must be some product from Punjab. But anyways, there's more and more garbage all over the place, and it's getting worse all the time. And of course, if you've seen any videos of the way people live over in India, the whole country is completely full of garbage. Everywhere that you look, it's garbage. Okay, and that's what's coming our way here in Canada when you have mass immigration of a whole bunch of people. Then they start doing what they do in their country in your country. So there you go. You can't make that kind of crap up at all. It's crazy. I'm just looking here more, and on the business of the First Nations. Of course, Keith Wilson is the guy that's the lawyer, and he's actually in the courthouse listening to the First Nations, the natives talk about why we should not be voting for independence and try to block the independence vote. And let's listen to what Keith has to say about that.
If the vote for independence is successful on October 19th, each individual First Nation, however they make decisions as a community, will have a decision to make. They can say, we don't want any change. We want our reserve land, that 1.3% of the land base cumulative of all 48 reserves, to remain owned by the federal government in Ottawa. We want to remain under the Indian Act. We want the federal government to look after our housing and the federal government to continue to administer our treaty rights, except for those that are already transferred to the Alberta government. That's their choice. They can say no change, and they'll be able to travel freely with their status card from the reserve through Alberta into the United States, back onto the reserve, just like they can right now. Another First Nations may say, you know what, Ottawa's really far away. They haven't done such a great job. We want Alberta, the new government of the new country of Alberta, to step into the shoes of Ottawa and deliver the treaties and keep everything the same. But now we'll be dealing with Edmonton, not Ottawa. And the Alberta government and the First Nation and Ottawa can say, okay, we agree. People amend agreements all the time. You and I can have an agreement, and then we decide you're providing me a service, I'm providing you a service, and things change. And we say, hey, let's modify this agreement. As long as both parties agree, you can always amend agreements. That happens every single day. It happens every hour of every day. Very common. So if the First Nations themselves decide, and only they can decide, you can't tell them what to do. I can't tell them what to do, and I don't want to, and I know you don't want to either. So if the First Nations themselves decide that they want to change and have their treaty rights administered by Edmonton instead of Ottawa, that's their option.
There you go.
If the vote for independence is successful on October 9th.
It's that simple. It's that simple. It's an agreement. There's an agreement. And agreements get changed all the time. The agreement was originally between the First Nations and the treaties with the British. Okay? It got changed over to Canada, from Britain to Canada. It's already been changed once. Okay? And why can't it be changed so that the agreement goes from Canada? If they want, they can change it from Canada, or they can stay within Canada. Their agreement can stay with Canada. They can have the same agreement with Canada. Because you're talking about chunks of land within the province of Alberta, right? You're not talking about the rest of Canada, the rest of Alberta. The rest of Alberta will become independent from Canada. And if you want the reserve to still stay part of the agreement with Canada, well, so be it. But if you want a better deal, talk to us here in Alberta that are going to be independent from Canada, because this is where all the oil money and the money from that is going to go. Of course, if there is any oil on your reserve, well, that stays on your reserve, right? That's part of your reserve, and you benefit from that, right? That's not going to change. You're already getting that. So there you go. That's what'll happen. And Keith is very intelligent with what he's talking about. So, yeah, there you go. Okay, in Alberta here, we have a lot of oil. And let's watch this clip here about Alberta oil and how we can help out the rest of the world. I don't know if there's a bunch of music in this thing here. Otherwise, I might get a strike for this clip here. But we'll listen to it and see what it sounds like.
The Financial Times reports the LNG flows from the Gulf could be disrupted within days. A glut of demand, a European fuel shortage, Beijing's control over rare earths, Russia's leverage over energy. The world is now scrambling for everything Canada has. Alberta's 158 billion barrels of oil and enough natural gas to power the world for 200 years, landlocked. KXL, Energy East, Northern Gateway. 55 billion in growth gone, 11 billion a year from LNG alone gone, 670 billion in projects, generational jobs gone. Imagine a country this vast in resources, yet half our people live paycheck to paycheck. We shouldn't be strengthening Beijing's New World Order. We should be replacing it instead with one underpinned by Canadian resources. We don't need bureaucracy, we need projects. We don't need platitudes, we need decisions. And we don't need middling thinking, we need the strength and ambition of a major power right now.
Okay, so you see, that in a nutshell says what's wrong with Canada, is that we have the resources, okay? We're pumping the resources, but we have tons of resources that are capped in the ground and that we're unable to touch because the federal government in Canada has put caps on the amount of energy that we can pull out of the ground, caps on the amount of natural gas that we can pull out of the ground, caps on the number of pipelines that we have across the country, caps on the number of ships that are able to dock and even load anything to take to other places in the world. It's the federal government that is preventing our energy from leaving Canada because of the federal government, from Mark Carney's crazy net zero, keep it all in the ground and let's put up more windmills and get those solar panels up and stuff like that, right? The net zero thing. And tax like hell any companies that are any kind of emitting any kind of CO2 into the atmosphere. Tax everyone. Add it onto the bill of everything that we buy, every truck, everything that gets trucked, everything that gets produced on the farm, because all the farmers have to pay those carbon taxes that get passed on to us, the people that end up buying everything from them. And it's a nonsensical way of living. Absolutely nonsensical. And that's another reason that Alberta wants to leave Canada. Okay, it's a really big reason to get the hell away from those carbon taxes and quit sending our money to Ottawa to be redistributed to like have-not provinces like Ontario and Quebec. Those provinces are not have-not provinces. Those provinces don't deserve one penny from us here in Alberta. We need that money to provide jobs for our own people here in Alberta and to pay down the debt that our provincial government has, because we want to be building more hospitals. People are crying all the time. It's funny that the Liberals and the Dippers, they cry, well, why doesn't the Alberta government build more hospitals? Why don't they build more schools? You have so many people coming here because of mass immigration that you don't have enough health care. You don't have enough doctors, not enough nurses, not enough teachers, not enough schools, not enough everything. And the reason for it is because we don't have any money. We're like oil rich, but we send the money that we make from our oil gets sent to Ottawa and redistributed to Sandy Foster. That's why Sandy Foster is in here going, no, please don't leave Alberta. Please don't leave because we need your money. We love your money. We hate oil, and we hate the fact that you're polluting the atmosphere with your oil. But we love your money. We want your money. So Alberta, please don't leave because we love your money. We want your money to keep coming to Ontario and to Quebec. Oh my God, and to the have-not provinces like PEI and Nova Scotia and New Brunswick and places like that. The Atlantic takes a lot of our money there too. All you guys do is you take money and you don't give anything back to us at all. And meanwhile, we're living in poverty over here. We can't afford to buy food. There's lineups at the food banks. People can't afford to buy a house. And there's a lineup for 8 to 12 hours at the hospital. You know that? Right here in Edmonton. I've seen it. I've seen it myself. I've seen it where I had to take my child to the emergency, and it's like 8 to 12 hours later before you can even see a doctor. It's like incredible. They're all filled up. It's like mass immigration. You've got a ton of immigrants at the hospital waiting in lineups to see the doctors that are in the lineup ahead of you, okay, because there's not enough hospitals, not enough doctors, not enough nurses. So there you go. And that's the truth. We're telling you the truth the way it is here. And you know what the solution is? Independence. Simple. Alberta independence. We become independent, and then we don't have to send the rest of our cash over to other provinces that are such have-not provinces. Hey, if you guys want, like Quebec, take the cap off of you being able to drill a hole in the ground and pull some natural gas out of the ground, okay? You guys do your own drilling, okay? Instead of leaving everything in the ground and stopping doing anything with your natural resources and just relying on money from Alberta and then crabbing like crazy about it. Oh, like what's his name there from Quebec, from the Bloc Québécois. We do not want your dirty oil from Alberta. The dirty oil is bad, and we don't want a pipeline coming to Quebec. Yeah, well, okay, we'll buy your oil from Saudi Arabia, okay? See how well that's going to work out for you. Yeah, and yeah, you're not buying much oil from Saudi there right now. But you're buying, you guys in the East Coast are buying natural gas from Australia, of all places, LNG, right? You guys see that? You guys see that? That's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I know. I'm not making fun of how anybody speaks. Hey, Sandy, this is my show. And if I want to talk like that with that kind of an accent, I can do that, okay? Because this is my program. And you're going to go liberal like, oh, he's being racist doing that, okay? Yeah, well, it's not being racist. It's just being real. Because that's the way the guy talks, and I'm talking like he talks, like the Bloc Québécois. If he's going to talk like that, well, I'm going to imitate the way the Bloc Québécois talks, okay? And if you don't like it, then don't be complaining about Tommy Temper, because he does a good job at imitating the guy that talks like that, okay? Yeah, okay? Sandy, you're being a frickin' liberal. The next thing I'm going to see in the chat is going to be Tommy Temper is racist because he talks with a French accent, the way the people in Quebec talk. Okay, just remember, the people in Quebec brought in laws so that you can't have English on signage on buildings, and lots of English-speaking people left Quebec. They actually left Quebec because of those English laws that they made. Tons and tons of people moved out of Quebec to Alberta. I know, because I actually worked with a guy that left Montreal, that was from the English section of Montreal. And when those language laws came in, where they did not want to have English, no English signs on the building and that kind of stuff, then the English people left Quebec, and so that it could be more Quebec and they could all talk in French, okay? So fermez la bouche, Sandy Foster, okay? There you go. And you can talk all you want about hate or whatever, but you guys are the haters because you don't like what people say, so you instantly hate people because of the way they talk or what they say. And if you don't like what I say, you don't have to be here. Yeah, Allah Akbar. If you don't like me or you don't like what I do or what I say because of what I can say, remember, I'm like a comedian up here too, okay? I'm here for fun, and this is a comedy show, okay? Consider me to be a comedian, okay? And a comedian can say and talk and do whatever he wants, okay? I see comedians all the time talking with all kind of accents and stuff like that, and making fun of people and making fun of the way people talk. And yeah, this is a comedy show here. I'm here for the fun of it, and I'm not here for to please everybody. And just because you like the way you talk and you don't like the way I talk, whatever, and you don't like the guy that I'm imitating, or you don't like the fact that I'm imitating someone, well, to hell with you. You know what I mean? Yeah, Catamus Rex. Catamus Rex. You know, I had you blocked in my channel because of the things that you say. And that right there is exactly why I had you blocked, okay? And I was going to see whether or not you were able to be civil in my chat, but you're obviously unable to be civil in my chat. So because of that, you're going to be hidden in the channel, okay? So there you go. Cannabis Rex is now back in the gas tank, okay? Because she was unable to take a little bit of fun and entertainment in the chat, okay? So so be it. You can't win them all. Oh, hang on here. I'm getting a notification on my phone. Let's see what it's all about here. Want to know if you wanted a Christian Stitch like the original? No. I would just say no. Nope. Make it easy. Make it easy, good and easy. Make it as easy as you can. Okay, so if anyone wants to belittle me or call me names like a bigot or something like that in the chat, then you don't belong to be in the chat, okay? You don't need to watch this channel. This channel is for like-minded people that think like me and don't mind having a little bit of fun, don't mind my sense of humor, okay? And just you want to be part of the program, you know? Like I'm just a regular guy. I'm not trying to be politically correct, okay? I'm being Tommy Temper on the Tommy Temper Show, and I'm here for fun and entertainment, okay? And if you want to call me names because of the way I speak or the way I imitate people or the way I try and have fun, well, so be it. You know, some people, I watch a lot of people, and they're like using the N-bomb every second sentence on their stream. You know, why don't you go over to those people and see how long you last over there in their chats criticizing the way they talk, you know? I don't say stuff like that. But I definitely will imitate the way some people talk, okay? And you can't hurt me for that, okay? Like I've talked to a lot of people from Quebec, and I've actually asked people about the equalization payments that they're receiving a lot of money from Alberta, and some people go, "I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about your money from Alberta. You don't have to give us that money." And I'm thinking, well, okay, well, if you don't need our money, hey, well, that's great to hear that. You don't appreciate the fact that you're getting money from Alberta. So you guys don't need to get our money. And we're going to see that you don't get that money by becoming a separate country over here. And then we don't have to send our money over to Quebec or Ontario. So that's how we're going to solve that problem, you know. And there you go. There was the lady that crossed. If you remember the lady that crossed from the Conservatives over to the
Mr. Bratton, I got to ask you too quickly because it's getting internet
over to the Liberal Party. Here's the clip of the guy that was doing the interview and what was happening there as that floor crossing happened. And this is courtesy of Rebel News. Let's listen to this clip here.
Mr. Bratton, I got to ask you too quickly because it's getting international headlines, maybe for the wrong reasons. The NDP Leadership Convention in Winnipeg last weekend.
You also said that it was shut the up! I'm trying to ask a question. You said you said it was you said it was a moral failure to simultaneously provide to let me ask my question. You said it was a moral failure to simultaneously provide weapons to the country, the party committing atrocities. That's Israel. And now you are joining that party. You said it was a moral failure. It was not just hypocritical, it was a moral failure. And now you are joining that party.
Lower it down.
So what is it?
Lower it down.
Look, I was just trying to ask a question. I had these goons.
What's your name?
My name is Alex.
Alex, my friend. I am as horrified as you are.
No, I don't think you are.
People of Calcine. You have heard me speak in the legislature.
I have.
You have, right?
Yes.
You know how I feel. We have to stand up for the people across the world, for Canadians and for anyone around the world, vulnerables who are suffering. And you know I will always...
But you are joining the complicit government, the party that you said was complicit in genocide in September. That was 6 months ago. I will continue to stand up. Coward!
Ms. Begum, sorry for that outburst, but can I ask you, floor crossing has been very much in the news this year, Ms. Begum, and you have switched from the NDP to the Liberals. Is that because you don't see the NDP as a credible party anymore?
Pretty much.
Ms. Begum?
But she won't answer.
Can you give me the reason that you switched? Excuse me.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
I need to shut, man.
What are you doing in the doorway there?
Trying to get out of the building.
Yeah. Stop. You forgot how to walk. Ms. Begum,
He blocked
is
them at the
NDP
doorway.
still a serious party anymore?
Typical dipper.
Why did you leave the NDP? What did Mark Carney
Maybe
offer
those are
you, Ms.
liberals.
Begum? Well, no answers there. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. So that was the NDP floor crosser that crossed from the NDP party over to the Liberal Party. Lots of political stuff going on in Canada, and really, it's making the Conservative Party look real bad, making it really bad for Conservatives in Canada. That we're not going to get anywhere in being part of Canada. So that's another reason right there why Alberta should be splitting away from Canada. Okay. This one here is for Brett. This one here is for Brett. The preface for this little clip here is from James Wood. In case you've been in a coma, this is what they're saying. Our issue is not just Palestine. Our issue is killing every non-Muslim. We will pursue Jews and Christians all over the world. Either they convert to Islam or we'll kill them, is what these guys have to say. So, yeah. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Let's listen to this clip here.
والله لو أخرجنا اليهود من فلسطين لو أخرجناهم من فلسطين وأخرجناهم من بيت المقدس دون أن يسلموا ولو ذهبوا آخر العالم سنلاحقهم وسندعوهم إلى الإسلام وندعو هوجة الإسلام وندعو جميع النصارى للإسلام. نعم نعم ديننا دين الرحمة.
نعم أنا أوصي أولا يعني الإخوة المجاهدين في سرايا القدس أن يستمروا في عملهم المقاوم.
نحن لا نحب الحياة. نحن طلقنا الدنيا بالثلاثة. نحن الذين عمروا آخرتهم. والله لو أخرجنا اليهود من فلسطين.
Wow. Good about that. If these guys have one thing that they're living for, and that's to kill all the Jews and the Christians, and the only people that are going to be left are the Islamists, and I'm not Islam. I'm like part of the population that they want to off. How about you? That's not very good. That's actually pretty telling in itself. The world is crazy. It's getting worse all the time. Absolutely worse all the time. Check this guy out. This guy, he approached a car driven by a woman. Then he starts harassing her, okay? And then he jumps onto her hood and her windshield to provoke her. The woman doesn't back down, and she speeds up. So check this out. Imagine you're a woman driving your car, and then this guy starts harassing you and then jumps onto the hood of your car. What are you going to do?
Stay on, stay on, stay on. I will go to jail today, I promise you. Keep screaming. Yes, stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on. Stay the fuck on. Yes, hold on tight. I hope you are. Hold on. No. You should have got the fuck off my shit when I said so. Fuck is you talking about? Stay on. Stay on.
Oh, the look on his face. The terror. Oh, the terror from the guy that's harassing the woman. And she got her payback right there. Yeah, that's good. Loving it. Loving it. Oh, Tommy Temper, you bigot, you, for showing all this stuff and talking about this stuff. Oh, my. Yeah, exactly. That's all you guys do, is you want to wake up first thing in the morning so that you can call somebody a bigot or a racist or something like that. Like, that's all you live for. There you go. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is in BC. Get this. This is how bad this Human Rights Tribunal Commission has gotten, okay? And this BC one is especially bad because these guys gave somebody a $750,000 fine for telling somebody that there's only two genders, okay? Well, this one wasn't too bad because this was only $5,000, but they gave a $5,000. Well, they don't really call it a fine, but they call it, you got to pay compensation, right? But the BC Human Rights Tribunal has ruled that the Sun Beach Motel in Osios discriminated against a guest after evicting her for smoking marijuana in the hotel room, ordering the motel to pay $5,000 in compensation. Can you believe that? You know how motels and hotels have rules, like, what do you want, a smoking room or no smoking room? You know, or the motel will only have no smoking rooms, right? So this is no smoking. You can't smoke. And whatever, some lady's smoking pot in her room there, and they evicted her for smoking in her room. And then she took them to the tribunal. It's kind of a human rights tribunal is what they call it. And it's not going to court either. It's like a complete separate thing. And every province has these human rights tribunals. And that's where you have to be really, really careful about what you say, what you do, whatever, because people will take you to these tribunals. And like I said, the same tribunal gave somebody a really hefty fine for saying there were only two genders. So, yeah, that's what that story is about, which is pretty frickin' bad. Plenty bad. Plenty bad. And then we've got this guy here. Oh, where does this guy look like he's from? This is in Edmonton, my city where I live in. What's this guy's name? Where's he from? Oh, he's one of those immigrants, one of those mass immigrants into the country. Oh, what did he do wrong? Is he a nice guy? No. He's selling used cars in Edmonton. An Edmonton resident has been charged with fraud after police say he was altering odometers on used vehicles purchased through Facebook Marketplace and reselling them at inflated prices. Harmandeep Singh Bindra, 39, faces charges of fraud and uttering a forged document. And the police department is looking for more people that might have been sold cars with rolled back odometers in the Edmonton area. So there's more of your people that are just newcomers. Welcome to Canada. Welcome to Canada. Oh my gosh. Gosh. Oh, but Tommy Temper, you bigot, you racist, you. Oh yeah, for pointing this stuff out. Yeah, right. Go figure. And this is what it looked like. This is the clip after Trump announced the truce. This is the video that surfaced, and I watched this live happening last night after the whole thing happened. Then this came in from Iran towards Israel. So you can see them being taken out by the anti-missile warfare there, and you can hear the sirens over Israel. And that's after Trump announced the 2-week truce, suspension of everything happening. But apparently some of the soldiers over there in Iran didn't get the pigeon message not to send any more missiles over. So that was the video of that actually happening. So yeah, it's a bit crazy over there in the Middle East. Let's see. So Iran just confirmed it will open the Strait of Hormuz, but they're going to be charging $2 million per ship going through there. And they're claiming that they need the $2 million to rebuild Iran. So, yeah, that's what's kind of happening there. Blue screen is out of sync. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. Out of sync. What do you mean? I'm watching everything that's going on board here. By the way, I shot this video that you see behind me here. I shot this, and this is just down the road from where I live, both in Sylvan Lake and Edmonton. It's sort of on the trip between Sylvan Lake and Edmonton that these pump jacks are right there. And yeah, they keep jittering over because it's a loop. It's a loop, and when I did this video, I did it on the hood of my car, and I didn't have a really stable tripod or something like that. In the video, my camera actually moved a little bit as I was making it, and that's why you see that it jumps every once in a while. I'll redo this video again next time it's a nice sunny day, and I'm down in that area, and we'll get a better video. But anyways, just in the meantime, it's something that I can use on the stream here. So yeah, it is what it is. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, we've got this person here, which is a newcomer, that is telling other newcomers what you can get for free in Canada. So if you move to Canada, hey, it's a very nice place to live. Very nice.
Places you can get things for free in Canada. I've made this video a couple times, but I see people are still asking the same question. See, there are lots of things you can get for free in Canada as someone that's as a newcomer, as an immigrant. If you don't know
very
this,
nice.
You're spending money or you're living without those things. Please watch again. Save this video so that you don't come back asking the same question. My name is Grace Insight, and this is my only account. Grace Insight is my only account.
Grace Insight, okay.
People DMing you with my video, with my pictures,
they're fake.
Is not me.
Okay.
Save yourself from being scammed. If you see those kind of people,
don't let Tommy Jumper scam you.
Report those accounts because they're impersonating. Now, one of the places you don't want to miss as someone that is new to Canada is settlement agencies, settlement organizations. No matter your province, no matter your city, there is so far you're in Canada, there is a settlement organization close to you. It's either you go to a community health center or you go to a church nearby and ask them, please, any settlement organization, how can I find out? Or you use your phone, use your Google. That is the first thing I'm letting you know. Like if you're within Ontario, there's like
hang on a second. Why wouldn't you tell someone to maybe how to get a job? Wouldn't that be a better video? Like, this is how to get a job. This is where to get a job. This is where you go to get a job. What about that? What about telling people to be more self-sufficient? No, it's all about come to Canada. Because when you come to Canada, this is how you can get everything for free. And you know what? You don't have to work when you get stuff for free. And this is how to do it.
Ontario, Service Ontario, OCISO, CCI, YMCA, like there's a lot of services. So find out the one close to you. The second thing is food banks. If you cannot afford food in Canada.
Hang on. The food banks are overloaded. There's big lineups at the food banks. And in fact, a lot of the food banks are running out. And in fact, I've seen some memes up here, not memes, but some videos where the people that are running the food banks are now telling the temporary workers and the students, the students that are coming to Canada, don't go to the food banks. You're going to be refused at the food bank because we don't have enough food for the rest of the people. Never mind the newcomers that are just arriving, that are being, fed by the government, living in hotels and stuff like that. The temporary foreign workers and the students that are showing up in Canada. The food banks are turning those people away now. So yeah, we're overloaded. We've got too many people. The food bank system is overloaded in Canada. So I don't know why she's telling everyone, go to food bank. Food bank is where it's all where you can get free food.
Government of Canada funds food bank for you. Go there.
You know what? And it's not the government of Canada that runs the food bank. It's private organizations that have started food banks and collect food from companies, overflow of leftovers and stuff like that. It's not run by government. Those are not government agencies, those food banks in Canada. They're like run by nonprofit organizations, like people that volunteer for those organizations to help out. It's not the government of Canada.
All these places I'm mentioning have criteria, mind you. So go there and find out if you're eligible.
Yeah, they have criteria, which is you're not going to let your foot step in there if you're just a temporary worker.
If you're not eligible, they will give you other resources that might help you. Food banks for people that cannot afford food. Number 3 that I'll be mentioning now is free transportation, free bus tickets, free bus pass. If you're new in Canada, you are eligible to get free bus pass.
Free bus passes? Well, what about those people that already live in Canada? What about the veterans? What about the poor people in Canada? Don't they get a free bus pass? No, they don't. Only if you're a newcomer. It's a newcomer special deal. Come on to Canada.
Other criteria to this. So
it's all the liberals out there have this stuff set up, you know. Free for everybody. Don't bother even thinking about where to get a job or offering a job.
Please, settlement agencies are usually the people that give out this bus pass. Find out if you're eligible. If you're not eligible, ask for more support.
Brett, you won't get that free bus pass. They won't give it to you.
Okay, what else can I do? How can I be supported? I'm struggling, okay? Number 4 is furniture bank. If you get a house and you don't want to buy furniture on your own, or you are eligible.
Hang on. If you don't want to buy furniture, you can go to the furniture bank and get free furniture. In other words, no, you don't have to work and buy stuff. Just go there and get free stuff.
Eligible to getting furniture, please find out furniture bank close to you. Most of these services you will get referral through settlement organizations. That's why I talk about settlement.
Yeah, you know where those come from. It's like churches and stuff like that. They have organizations set up where people donate to the church, and then they put that out in a storefront, and where they offer it either for free or for very, very low cost. But, you know, it's not the government, again, that's giving that stuff away. That's for sure.
Organizations almost all the time. Number 5, if you're a parent and you have a child in Canada or children in Canada, please, your children are eligible to many free education. Like, there's some certain funding for kids. I've made this.
And by the way, get a couple of wives, 2 or 3, maybe 4 wives, you know, like overload on the wives there, knock them up, make sure they all have lots of kids, you know, like, and, you know, come to Canada because you'll have a good life in Canada. You won't have to work, and you'll get lots of welfare for each one of your wives, each kid that you have, and you will be very happy. Canada is such a wonderful, wonderful place.
Separate video on this, but if you miss that video, please, as I said, go to a settlement organization close to you. Ask them, what are my kids eligible for? We cannot afford education. Even there are payments that government pays kids, parents. Find out if you're eligible. Now, the sixth one, which one will be the find out more? Find out more. I've said 5 here. Find out more and tell me on the comment section so that this video will not be too long. Let me know the services you have enjoyed in Canada. Many people will not tell you this, so hey, but of course I will always let you know. Let me know the services you've enjoyed for free in Canada if you're a newcomer. And mind you, don't rely on enjoying these free services. If you can afford them, you don't have to go. These videos are basically for people that cannot afford it, and they don't even know that these things exist. If you can afford it, please don't use it. Don't use it except like you have a personal reason why you have to do that. Okay, I'll see you guys on my next video. Share this video so that...
Well, at least she qualified it by don't abuse it. If you don't need it, don't use it. But you know what? Those people that are using it are people that, for example, if you're a temporary worker in Canada working at Tim Hortons or something like that, those are the people that are going to the food banks and overloading the food banks. And meanwhile, the guy that has no job, no work, because of all the temporary workers are taking all the jobs, he's the guy that needs the food bank. Yeah. I've never actually had to use any of those services, but I will have to say that I have bought stuff at Value Village, like used stuff or whatever at Value Village. But Value Village is like people donate stuff to Value Village and then they mark it up to like 3/4 of the price of a brand new item. So, you know, it's not like they're giving the stuff away, that's for sure. They're making a lot of money, and it is a private enterprise, the Value Village. It's not like they're supporting a whole bunch of people by the money that they're making there. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's the stuff like she's talking about are for people that don't have a job, and that you know, and that's an awful lot of Canadians don't have jobs, and for that reason, don't come to Canada. You know, if you're coming to Canada because you think it's the land of milk and honey, it's not the land of milk and honey. Food prices are through the roof, very expensive for any kind of food. Housing is through the roof. Not much housing out there, and of what housing there is, it is extremely expensive. You go to places like Toronto or Vancouver, it is absolutely through the roof. You're paying like literally thousands of dollars for an apartment. And even for a room or something like that, you're paying like $1,000 shared with some other guy or something. You got to share the bedroom with somebody else or whatever for $1,000. It's like ridiculous. And it's not getting any better either, right? Because the people that are here, it's not like the population is decreasing, that's for sure. It is still quite full. The country is quite full. And of course, there's our friend Greta Thunberg. Let's hear what she has to say here with her latest rant. Breaking: Greta Thunberg just eviscerated Trump for his comments about wiping out an entire civilization, dropping multiple F-bombs in the process. The President of the United States just said that a whole civilization will die tonight. I know, Brett, you were talking about this, weren't you? But let's hear what Greta has to say about this whole thing. She's on a bit of a rant here today. Let's hear Greta and her rant.
The President of the United States just said that a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. And no one is reacting. This speaks for itself. What the fuck is anyone even doing at this point? We have normalized genocide, total annihilation of entire people, the systematic destruction of the biosphere, which we are all depending on to survive. And
yeah, but you know what she's not bringing up? She's not bringing up the fact that the Islamic regime has totally decimated about 40,000 Persian people in Iran. Like, you don't hear her talking about that now, do you? Now, did Trump actually do what he said he's going to do? No. He just said he's going to do that as a ploy to get Iran to actually stop fighting and to let some ships through the Strait of Hormuz. But what about the Islamic regime and all the people that they're trying to, do in? No word about that.
That corrupt, racist war criminals can act with complete impunity. But even though we have allowed far too much so far, it is not too late to say stop. If we don't, we shouldn't fucking be able to call ourselves human. The President of the United...
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, Greta. Hang on, Greta. I thought you were all about climate change and, stop using oil because of climate change. What happened about that? What happened about that? Well, Brett, I don't care what the number is. I don't care whether it's 10,000 or 40,000 or 5,000. Thousands and thousands of people have been taken out by the Islamic regime in Iran. I've seen pictures of it. on the internet. I've seen pictures of dead bodies. I would show you the pictures of all the dead bodies. Like and it's not AI either, is of what the Islamic regime has actually done there. What the exact number is irrelevant. It's a number, okay? You may not agree with the number of 40,000, but that appears to be the number that's being used over and over and over again. Maybe the number is 10,000. I don't know what it is, but doesn't 10,000 seem like a high number? Let's say that it wasn't 40,000. Let's say it was 10,000. Isn't that a lot of people? That's a lot of people in my mind that have been decimated. Honestly. And because of what they've done, then you see stuff like this happening, where this is a picture of Iranians torching mosques. Mosques are used by the Islamic regime and by Islamic people in Iran. Estimates of 25 plus mosques in Iran have been set on fire, with many more destroyed and vandalized. Iranians are sick of Islamism. They want their country back. Okay, exactly what you're talking about. Now, if the Islamic regime had not basically taken out thousands and thousands of Iranians, would they be burning all of the mosques like we're seeing images of right here? No, definitely not. So it's happening. It's happening. It's like the Jews that were killed in Germany. Are you going to say that didn't happen and that there weren't Jews that were killed in Germany? And it doesn't matter how many were killed. It's the fact that they were doing it. I actually visited the extermination camps. I stood in one of the gas chambers. I looked at the ovens where they burned all the bodies, and it wasn't just one oven. It was like a row of literally 20 ovens. So they were doing a lot of people. They were getting rid of a lot of people. It's and that's exactly what the Islamic regime is doing in Iran. They were trying to get rid of the people. The people were protesting the regime, and whether or not the regime will change and they'll move to a democracy in Iran, I don't know. I guess we'll find out what's going to happen. In fact, I'm looking now at a picture of the protesters in Iran, and I'm not going to show you this, but there's a police vehicle driving down the road into a whole group of protesters, just basically mowing down people as it's driving down the road. A whole big group of people in a car purposely aiming at the people and mowing down people. It's the Islamic regime doing that. I would show you this video, but I would probably get some kind of a strike or something. I will close it off right here. And let's see. Okay. This is how it starts off right here. So I'm not going to roll this video because it's pretty gory. But this police car or truck or whatever it is goes right into a big group. Now you're just seeing the start of the group right there. But it's a huge, big group of people, and he just goes in there and mows down people with that police car, on purpose. It's as if the guy is like you see these guys in London or whatever, or Toronto, that drive into a group of people and just mow down people. This is what the Islamic regime is doing in Iran. Right? As a reminder, this is what the Iranian regime was recently doing to Iranians. And here's the video right here to prove it. Then you're going, yeah, well, Tommy, the number's made up. It's not 40,000 people. I would bet right here with this one little bit here that you see probably 100 people get mowed down by this police car. It's crazy. So you can stick up for the Islamic regime all you want, but they're definitely not a good organization. I'll tell you that. They're definitely causing trouble. And this is a pretty cool shot here. This is out of the window of the those of you that don't believe in the moon mission, the flat earthers out there. This is a shot out the window of the space module, And this is a look at some kind of a crater on the moon, and you can see the Earth in the background. And you can see at the bottom of the video or the picture here, you can see the window. It's a shot out of the window of the space module, and you can see the moon foreground and the Earth in the background. So pretty spectacular, and some pretty high quality video and images that they're bringing from that spacecraft. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff happening all over the place. The biggest thing, I guess, is oil, price of oil at the moment. Let's see, WTI crude is rolling in here at 97. You can see, well, it's pretty small print in here, but WTI crude is 97.09. Brent crude is 94.75. Western Canadian, down about the middle of the graph there, the middle of the shot there, it doesn't get updated. It's 18-hour delay, but it's sitting at $100 a barrel. Our good old Alberta crude is $100 a barrel. So if there's anything, but the problem is that people buy contracts of oil at certain prices. So the stuff that we're shipping in our pipeline was probably bought way before the war, and is at really low prices at that time, like probably 40 or 50 or $60 a barrel, whatever it might have been. But everyone's going, yeah, the price of oil's dropping. Yeah, the price of oil's dropping, all right. When it was like $116, it's dropped down to 97. And it's the old thing where, 97 seems cheap compared to 116. But no, it actually started off at about $60 a barrel before this whole war started. And now it's up to $97 a barrel. So for that reason, you're paying your $8 a gallon in California, or $4 a gallon wherever you might be in the States, or where we are here, $1.54 a liter in Alberta. Maybe at $2 and more in Vancouver or Toronto. I don't know what it would probably the high, $1.90 a liter in Toronto. But yeah, times are changing. Okay, that being said, I think that's all I have to say here today. I'm going to maybe work a bit on my audio, listen to my audio, and see how bad it is or good it is, and see if we can improve our audio. But otherwise, thanks a lot for being with us today. And let's go with our Alberta independence. I know we can definitely become an independent country. And yeah, the rest of it is history. Let's go, Alberta independence.
Woo-hoo. In the shadow of the Rockies, where the wild winds blow, Alberta,
thanks a lot, everyone.
Tired of the status
Appreciate your company.
Oil sands pumping black gold, beef on the grill so fine, grain fields waving golden, canola blooming in the sunshine.
Let's go.
Taking our billions, a fair equalization game, sending it east to Quebec while we shoulder the blame. No more pipelines blocked, no more carbon tax chains. We're done with the feds breaking free from their reins. Alberta freedom ringing loud and true, sovereignty calling, independence coming through. No more woke liberalism stealing our way of life. Albertans stand tall.
I hope you don't have to pay too much for oil.
Rocky Mountains watching.
Yes.
We claim our own land. Freedom for our
Maybe you've got an electric car.
rifle in hand. Alberta freedom.
Alberta freedom.
Anthems roll. We're building our nation. Forevermore. From the prairie to the peaks, where the eagles soar high. We're sick of the traitors calling us traitors, that's a lie.
That's right.
Equalization's a thief, stealing our hard-earned pay.
Jeff, hey, good to see you. ABD.
Night into day.
Kelly.
Farmers, grain silos stand proud.
Hey, Beth.
Rich turning profits under Alberta's cloud. No more begging for ports. Landlocked but strong we stand.
That's right, we're tired of begging.
Future with the world in our hand. Alberta freedom, ringing loud and true.
We're sending that oil south.
Independence coming through. No more woke liberalism, stealing our way.
I hope it happens.
Albertans stand tall, cutting loose from the strife. Rocky Mountains watching.
FAFO.
As we claim our own land, freedom for our families with a rifle in hand. Alberta freedom, let the anthems.
That's right. We get to keep our guns if we stay in within Alberta. We don't have to give them back to Ottawa. Have a good supper. 6:05 here. Ding dang oh yo yo. One hung low.
No more sending our wealth to fund their endless.
No more Chinese cars.
Our pensions rising, fulfilling our
Buy cars.
dreams. Tired of the liberals, their rules and
Hey, go out for some Chinese food.
Albertans awakening.
Or maybe a taco.
Falling out on it.
Si, senor.
Woohoo!
Some Alberta beef. That'd be nice. A nice steak. That's right, we're going international. We're shipping some oil down south.
Canola fields yellow, beef herds grazing free, oil sands fueling futures as far as the eye can see. We're Albertans first, with hearts full of fire. Separation's the answer, lifting us higher. No more being the wallet for a broken confederation. Freedom's our birthright, our declaration. Alberta freedom, ringing loud and true. Sovereignty calling, independence coming through. No more woke liberalism, stealing our way of life. Albertans stand tall, cut loose from the strife. Rocky Mountains watching as we claim our own land. Freedom for our families with the rifle in hand.
Alberta freedom.
Let the anthems roar, we're building our nation.
Bum, bum, Okay, I'm gonna be watching the Fringe, Unacceptable Fringe, because he's got some of the big players with Alberta Independence on his show, and I think he's starting here. I don't know if he started at 6 o'clock or what, but I'll be tuning over there and watching to see what the latest is on the natives trying to thwart our Alberta Independence plebiscite that's going on here right now. But other than that, take care, everyone. Thanks a lot for being with us. And we'll do it again soon. Sooner than you think. Bye-bye.